Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn for a 2024 season of Lawrence High Chesty Lion football. Looking forward to a really, hopefully, successful season for the Chesty Lions as they've got a lot of guys coming back and starting things off this evening against the Shawnee Mission South Raiders and hopefully getting off on the right foot today.
Man, I'm so fired up for this football game tonight, Joel. As you know, I've had people ask me all week if I'm fired up for football, and I'm
They need to ask you that?
Well, they're usually talking about the Chiefs or KU, and I start mentioning Chesty Lion names: Banks Bowen, Ethan Curry, Gabe Winger, Taj Edwards, Jalen Parks, Wyatt Hendricks, Josh Galbraith, all names that if you've ever listened to Lawrence High broadcast, you've been familiar with because we've been calling their names for a couple years. But, man, I'm fired up. Live from the Hank booth. We've got actually a Hank booth intern cameraman tonight, Jeffrey Clark. I'm glad he's here running the camera for us and going to be all year long. I'm just fired up for this game. Everything about it. Coach is fired up. I'm fired up. Everybody in this booth is fired up. Let's go.
Okay, well, you had a chance to talk with the coach earlier this week, so let's get right to our coach's conversation here in advance of the Lawrence High Chesty Lions taking on the Shawnee Mission South Raiders.
Okay, I'm here with Coach Clint Bowen one night before the first kickoff game against Shawnee Mission South. Coach, how are you doing? How's the training gone so far, and are you ready for that first game?
Yeah, high school football, there's a lot of practices before you play a first game. People don't understand what our kids commit to in the summertime. I mean, this is a June, July, August venture. It's like college where spring ball and summertime go right into fall camp, so it's been a long time, a lot of practices, really happy with the commitment that a large group of our kids made in terms of showing up every day at 7 a.m. in the summertime, getting ready to go and work, and this has been a really good bunch to work with.
Well, awesome. Well, everybody's heard. Everybody knows what's going to happen with that. We're going to see a lot of Banks Bowen. We're probably going to be talking a lot about Josh Galbraith. We're probably going to be talking a lot about Jackson Becker. Three of your biggest guys back from last year. Who else might make a big impact tomorrow night? Yeah,
we're fortunate in terms of players that can make what I would say a special play, a play different than the norm. We have more than we've had at any time since I've been here on the field. You mentioned three of them that can. Ethan Curry is another young man who can make a play. Taj Edwards can make a play on the inside at wide receiver. You'll see Kayvon Price play some wide receiver this year as well. He can make a play on the defensive side of the ball. Devin Foster's been as physical as any player that we've had at the defensive line spot. Jalen Parks can make plays on both sides of the ball. So in terms of guys who can make that flash play that's a little bit different than other people can do, we're pretty fortunate to have a large number of them this season.
Well, and Devin Foster, returning lineman, but boy, you lost a lot on the line from last year. But Devin Foster will be that veteran guy coming back. How concerned are you about offensive, defensive line?
Offensive line, this is the biggest, most physical group we've had. Like in terms of just body size, body type, weight room performance numbers. This line. I mean, you look. We go 285, 330, 250, 300, 255 across the board. All of them with really good weight room strength. And all of them play a little bit. So O-line, this will be probably our most physical offensive line that we've had since we've been here. And D-line, we're 2 out of 3 right now. We're developing a couple other kids, but Devin Foster will hold down one spot. We have a kid named Larney Finney, who you talk about the ultimate program guy. When he came here as a sophomore, he's 190 pounds, said, what do I got to do to play varsity football? And now he's 255. I mean, benches 365, squats as much till the bar bends. I mean, he's just done everything. He's just that guy. He's the dream player that you get. So he'll hold. You're not moving Larney Finney at D. we need to find one more, and without playing guys both ways. But our kids have worked extremely hard in the weight room to develop their body weights and their strength. So, we unfortunately at the end of a couple of years, Derby pushed us around, and our kids I think have seen that and made the commitment in the weight room to not let that happen in the future.
Well, I talked to you over the summer, and you had said that this group of guys has done an outstanding job of really putting the work in and doing some things that you had were huge improvements over your previous years. Can you outline some of that stuff in the weight room that they've really put in the effort?
Yeah, it actually starts with our administration allowing us to get our football players in one class so that we see them, 4 days a week year round. We're able to feed them, lift them, and train them the way that you're supposed to year round. So, getting that opportunity has been the biggest part of it. But, I hate to say this, and it's a decision I think I've talked to other high school coaches. You either have a really high standard and you eliminate some guys who can't meet it, or you have more numbers on your team and you have to lower the standard for the guys who don't make it up. And we've chosen the path this year that we're going to have a high standard, and the guys that can't meet it can't be a part of it. And so our numbers may be down 10 or 15 kids, but it's the 10 or 15 kids that are less that we don't have to worry about, to be honest. The guys we have on this team have earned the right to be on this team, and there's just a little different feel to it.
Right, and it takes it takes away from you having to spend time off the floor with the guys, and you can focus with the guys who are actually here.
Yeah, exactly. The guys we run out on that field on Friday night paid the price, and when you pay the price, I think it takes it's a little bit harder to lose when you put a little bit more in it. So we got a group of guys. I'm excited about this team. If we can avoid that injury bug, keep our players healthy, this could be a really fun team to watch. This is the first time that we have the ability to play all aspects of an offense. If they put too many in the box, we can throw it. They don't put enough in the box, we can run it. We got a lot of options on our offense based on the way the game's played. It's a numbers game, and we got the personnel to take advantage of it.
Well, I appreciate all those thoughts on the program and what to expect this year. Let's hear about your thoughts about tomorrow night, opening night. What are your thoughts about Shawnee Mission South? Anything we can look for tomorrow night?
Yeah, in high school football, you don't get a great scouting report on your opponent week one. So this game's about, calling plays that just have base rules, rules that kind of cover everything. So you're in your offense and your defense that it's kind of the universal calls. You don't know exactly who their best players are. You don't know exactly what they're going to do, offense and defense. Are they an odd front? Are they an even front? Are they in 12, 11? You don't know what they're doing. So, you got to go in this game and really just play your base stuff and try to out-execute them.
Well, looking forward to it all happening tomorrow night. Opening night of high school football is less than 24 hours away. So excited to see it. And Coach, thanks for your time.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we are back live here at Lawrence High School. The Chesty Lions taking on the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. Looks like the Raiders won the toss and have elected to defer. So we're going to see Banks Bowen and this Chesty Lion offense when we come back. It is the opening kickoff of the 2024 Lawrence High Chesty Lion football season right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more. Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn for this Chesty Lion opener of the 2024 season. And looks like we've got, is that Cadence Kelsey? Along with Ethan Curry back deep for the Chesty Lions. They do not use the weirdo kickoff system that they have started in the NFL here in high school football. We're still using the normal stuff here.
Yeah, that was wild last night. I when that came on, I had to look twice and figure out what was going on with that.
Adam Olson teeing up the ball at the 40-yard line in the middle of the field. A little windy tonight. An extremely pleasant day for football, and the 2024 season is underway. A high kick, and it is coming down well into the end zone. Boy, this guy's got a leg, I'll tell you that. That was like 2 yards shy of the back of the end zone, and so it'll be a touchback for the Chesty Lions, and we get to see what Banks Bowen is going to do this year for this Chesty Lions team.
Yep, and Banks is ready to go. I mean, he was great in practice. All the practices that I saw, he just looks like he's the D1 prospect that everybody knows he is. Already signed to Tulsa, as we all know, and this season is just about ready to get going right now.
All right, they put the ball on the right hash mark at the 20-yard line. Bowen in the shotgun has split backs on either side in front of him. Takes the snap and a give, trying to go off left tackle, and it is Taj Edwards. He'll get across the 25 to about the 27. A good pickup of 7 yards on the first play from scrimmage of the season. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, as we talked the other day, I didn't expect them to be running very much, but they start off with a run right off the bat.
Twins on the right, one on the left, and a second straight give to Edwards up the middle. Boy, he had a big hole. Was able to get the first down across the 30 to the 34. I think they only gave him the 33. No, they did give him the 34, so it will be 1st and 10. And 2 runs and a first down for the Chesty Lions.
And nice look for Taj. And Taj was really the unknown, because I didn't see a lot of him in practice. They just didn't work with him, and maybe I was on the wrong day, but good couple looks there by Taj.
Twins out again on the right side. Bowen, play action, looking left side. He's got a man going down the far sideline. It is incomplete, just a little bit too far ahead of the intended receiver, Jackson Becker, over on the far sideline. They had the single coverage they were looking for, but a little too much oomph on the ball from Bowen.
But man, it was dialed up and it was there. It just a little bit out of his reach. But man, that's what those are the things that I saw in practice. Just Banks airing it out a lot, and just a little bit too aggressive there on that with that throw.
2nd and 10 from the 34 with the split backs again. It's a fake, and Bowen will keep it himself.
Ball
Lost the football, and he tried to dive on top of it. Believe he did. It'll be a loss on the play of about a yard, and so it'll set up a 3rd down and long. Just a little bit of trouble on that zone read there for Banks Bowen as he lost the handle on the ball.
And fortunately, just a 1-yard loss, maybe not even quite that, but puts him in a hole now, 3rd and long.
So we'll see what they dial up here. Twins on either side, one man in the backfield. Man in motion briefly. Bowen working on a long count. He'll take the snap and go back to throw. He's getting a bit of a rush, steps up to his left. Now he'll throw, and he had a man wide open, but missed him. Then he was hit.
Yeah,
no flag on the play, so it'll be setting up a 4th down.
Yeah, 2 men right in the middle of the field, wide open, and Banks just missed him. Josh Galbraith is wide open there, as long also Evan Murray.
So sets up the 4th down, punting situation. 4th and about 11. Bowen doing the punting. And a little bit of a rugby-style kick, and down the middle of the field, it's going to take a Lions bounce, go out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, and we'll see the Shawnee Mission South offense for the first time. So not exactly the drive down the field that the Lions were probably hoping for to start things off. A couple of good runs by Taj Edwards. We saw a pretty good run offensive line movement, but they could have probably done a little bit better as far as pass coverage was concerned.
Well, and I was disappointed with that last play because he did have 2 men open and just
split them.
Yeah.
So it's Carter Cox for the Raiders. 1st and 10 from their own 28 on their first offensive possession. They go from the pistol formation, and on the zone read, it is still Cox with the ball. He's hitting the backfield and taken down right about the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. The wow you said was for the hit right. On the guy who didn't have the ball, as it turned out.
It was a great fake, to the running back, and Devin Foster went after that guy right away and just powered him in the backfield and mondied him on the first defensive play, but he didn't have the football. So, but nonetheless, just about a 1 yard pickup there on first down.
Yeah, they gave him the yard. Twins on the right, one on the left. Tight end or H-back on the left side as well. Still pistol formation. This time, again, the zone read, and he'll keep it. And he's got some running room left side. He'll go out of bounds around the 40. It's good enough for a first down pickup of 11 on second down and 9. So the Raiders move the chains, and it looks like we are probably going to get a healthy dose of Carter Cox, it would seem, as he's called his own number the first couple times here.
Yep, Kayvon was deep and ready for him, just made him stop just there.
And this time he does give to the back, and that is Marquand Washington, who dropped for a loss, about a yard on the play back to the 39, and it'll be second and 11.
Yeah, Larney Finney in there for the stop for the Lions right there. That's that defensive line that Clint Bowen just absolutely loves. Said they put in tons of work this summer, and that showed on that play right there.
Going with what they call the Oklahoma 3 offensive or defensive linemen, I should say. And sort of a 3-4 setup right now. Pistol formation, trips on the right this time, though, for Cox. Takes the snap and looks toward the right side. Getting a rush. He is hit, escapes. Now he's taken down. First sack of the season for the Chesty Lions, as a couple of guys get into the backfield with pressure and finally taken down for a pretty big loss on the play.
And I'm looking for that number. I want to say it's 55, but
that's what I would guess.
Yeah, I believe it was. It was 55.
Larney
Finney again. So a tackle and a TFL for Larney Finney right away.
So that's going to set up a third down and long, third and about 19. 18-19.
And I love calling a name that I've never called before. So Larney Finney looks like he's going to be a man on the defensive line this year.
Setting up the screen, and with some running room right up the middle, and going to get the first down and more across midfield down inside the 45 to about the 43. And that once again was the running back Marquand Washington who makes the catch, and that was reminiscent of what the Chiefs do in situations like that, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. Just a quick little pass over the middle and make a lot out of nothing.
So first offensive possession inside enemy territory for either team. We are still early on in this game, 7:45 to go in this first quarter, no score. First and 10 from the 43, and Washington again, and he slips a tackle, cuts across the middle of the field, gets inside the 30 down to the 29. Taken down by a couple of Chesty Lions there, led by Steele White, but not before he's able to get another first down to the Lion 30-yard line.
And great penetration again in the backfield quickly was Devin Foster, but just not able to come up with the stop.
Well, Cox and Washington are doing a lot of this zone reads, as we've seen in this first drive, where they just kind of look to see what the Lions do and then react, and either one of them could get the ball. Pistol formation, Twins on the right. Man in motion, the H-back across the line of scrimmage. This is a straight handoff, and Washington off right tackle. He was hit pretty good as he got to the 30, down to the 26 or so. But it's still a gain of 4, set up second and 6 from the 26 of the Lions.
But very impressed with Carter Cox and Marquand Washington early here in this game.
Washington comes out, and Mauricio Guerra comes in, or Mauricio, I believe, to give Washington a little bit of a breather. Play clock down to 10 as they come to the line. Still in the pistol formation, Twins on the left. No, I say trips on the left this time. As Cox takes the snap, looking left side. He is rolling to the left, gets a rush, throws, and it's incomplete, threw it away. Had a receiver in the general area, but he saw the pressure coming and just threw it out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, and Josh Galbraith had a huge beat down on the quarterback and stopped him right as brought him to the ground as soon as he released that ball. And Cox is going to be feeling that.
Third down and 6. Tell you what, based on the kickoff we saw, to start this game. I would say they are within the range of their kicker.
And that would be my guess, too. It did appear that he was making 30 and 40-yarders prior to kickoff tonight.
Lions looking for a stop here. Scoreless game halfway through the first quarter. From the pistol again, a man in motion across the line of scrimmage. It is a give, and there's whistles, and I believe this is going to get a false start call before the snap. Either delay of game or a false start. Let's see. Our first call of the game. It is, in fact, delay of game. And that's going to turn a 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 11 and a break for the Lions. You do tend to see that in game one sometimes in high school football.
Absolutely, and I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more yellow flags right away.
So 3rd and 11, that should give this front three of the Lions a license to, as they say, pin the ears back and go after the quarterback. We'll see what they do here. If they dial up any kind of a blitz to go with it. Still the pistol and trips on the left. Cox from the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to throw. They do bring a fourth guy, throws over the middle down to the left side. It is caught, but did he get it in bounds? I don't think so.
No, he was way out of bounds.
And so incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th down and 11 and probably 4-down territory here. It would be about a 48-yard field goal from here. And like I said, I think that's probably within his range, but I don't know if that's what you want to try here.
My guess is not.
Well, they're not bringing the unit in, although they could, wait and call a timeout or something, but it would appear they're in 4-down territory. So they'll come out, going for it on 4th and 11 from the Lion 31-yard line. This time it's twins on either side. Cox back to throw, getting a big blitz, throws, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Gabe Guardo, and the pass was too high for him, and a turnover on downs, and so the Lions defense does come up with the stop and gets the ball back for Banks Bowen and company for a second try here on offense. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Lions starting from their own 31-yard line.
Oh, yeah, station identification. We'll get to that after this play. Bowen comes out for this drive from his own 31. He's got twins on the right side and one man on the left, one man in the backfield, a little behind him and to the right. Bowen will roll to that right side on the option. Looks like he's going to keep it, tucks it, and hit and tackled as he get across the 35 to the 36. It'll be a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. While we have a little bit of time, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Lawrence High Football.
1320 KLW in Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
2nd and 5. Twins this time on the left, actually on both sides. Empty backfield. Bowen, he eludes one man, rolls to his left side. He's going to tuck it and run. He's hit at the 40, dives forward, and able to get close to the first down. They said to keep the clock running, which would suggest it's a 3rd down. So it's going to be a 3rd down and inches.
Now they move the chains.
And now they changed their mind, yeah.
I mean, he was right in front of the sticks. I was surprised that he didn't call right away and to move the sticks. But here we go, 1st and 10 from the 41, Lions own.
So this time they go with the twins on the right side. Shotgun formation, and it is a give, and there's a flag down as Ethan Curry heads right up the middle, gains about 3, but let's check the flag. It's certainly in either formation or holding territory. If this is last night, we would assume that it was somebody lining up in the backfield.
Yeah, no kidding.
So holding the call against the Chesty Lions, that's going to cost them 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll stay 1st down. You know, it was interesting last night with all those calls, and most of them went to the Ravens. It reminded me of the year before, because you remember when Taylor the year before kept getting penalty after penalty. It was really early in the season, and it was the same kind of thing. It was a different point of emphasis, but it really reminded me of that. 1st down, and let's call it 20 from the 31. Bowen, as they fake the reverse, and the handoff off right tackle doesn't get much. Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 20 from there. So not much on the carry for, I believe that was Galbraith. And so the Lions take a look over at the sideline and set up a 2nd and long play. Let's see what they've got dialed up here. They've got twins on either side. Shotgun formation. Running back is Curry to the right of Banks. Bowen is back to throw. He's looking. He's got a man down deep, and it is caught to the 25, down to the 20, inside the 20, as a terrific pitch and catch from Bowen to Jalen Parks. Oh. And the Lions are in business. 1st and 10 in the red zone. So 1st and 10 for the Chesty Lions at the 19-yard line. Bowen's able to get that long ball going. Then he drops the original snap, was able to get a good job on picking it up, but he's tackled for a loss as the linebacker Wyatt Detzel got into the backfield, took him down for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12, back outside the red zone at the 22-yard line. So a lot of speed there. Jalen Parks was able to get himself open on that play. A lot of separation on the play before last. Back to throw again is Bowen, trying the swing route. It's caught, and into the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Lions, Ethan Curry, as he came out of the backfield on a little wheel route. And a nice pass for Banks Bowen, and the Lions strike first. It's 6-0 with the extra point to come.
Beautiful little pass. Curry was wide open and able to go into the end zone untouched.
Well, on that wheel, you absolutely defensively, if you're not looking for it, that's exactly what can happen. Guys can get lost in coverage, and nobody was anywhere around him. Extra point attempt. Out of the hold of Bowen. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. So 2:54 left to go here in the first quarter of play on their 2nd offensive possession. The Lions able to march down the field and get the 7 points. They lead at 7-0 here on Lions football on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Lawrence High Chesty Lions taking the lead here in the first quarter. Just under 3 minutes to go as they lead at 7-0. We got a number of yards on the touchdown pass.
Touchdown pass was 22 yards, and the long pass to Jalen Parks was 48.
Wow, a couple of big passes on that one for Banks Bowen.
And that's your crack statistician, me, which there's zero guarantee on that.
It's not official. Short kick taken about the 10-yard line, coming up the right side. Pretty good return across the 35, near the 40, taken down there as the Raiders will have some pretty good field position. That was Jamon Carpenter on the return.
Way too much daylight there on that one. The Lions pretty much gave him that. I mean, he was untouched for 30 yards on that pickup, starting on the 40-yard line.
I was relatively impressed with the Raiders offensively the first time they had the ball. They were able to effectively run it until they stalled out around the 30-yard line. But we'll see if the Lions here if they make any adjustments defensively as they come out in that pistol with trips on the left, one on the right. Cox for the Raiders from Shawnee Mission South, man in motion. And the snap is low, and it's a give. Big hole up the middle. and hit and tackled as he gets to cross the 45 to about the 49, and that was Mauricio Guerrera on the carry. So that'll be a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They need midfield for a first down. Clock running with 2:20 left to go in the first quarter of play. Raiders come out again in the pistol formation. Cox about 5 yards behind the center, and the running back about 2 yards behind him. Back to throw this time. He'll swing one out and miss the wide open Guerrera. Don't know how much that would have gotten them because the Lions were laying in wait for that pass to get completed.
And Wyatt Hendricks was right there for the Lions, and Wyatt can lay some guys out. So have not been able to call Wyatt on a play yet, but I'm anxiously awaiting that call.
So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here on 3rd and 2. You would imagine they're going to go on the ground here. They seem to have had their most success in the rushing game. It's not a rushing formation necessarily, although they've run out of it, the pistol, with twins on the left. They do have one extra man up front. And a low snap, the give, and a great play in the backfield to blow this one up. It's a hit for a loss. And was that Galbraith?
I believe that was Galbraith. Came up to the bottom, able to get right through that line, bringing up 4th down.
And the punting unit comes on. Now, this is the part of the field where there's always the possibility that you could see a fake. On 4th and 3, where they need to get midfield. Now, you don't want to give the Lions a short field, but at the same time, sometimes in this situation, looks like they're just going to go for it here. So no punting situation. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3 from midfield. Now he's going to back up, and they may punt. And it's going to be a rugby-style punt. And it'll go take a Shawnee Mission South Raider bounce down to about the 1. But then he was in the end zone when he touched it, so it's going to be a touchback, I believe.
I don't know. That official is not leaving.
I thought he waved his arms. They're going to talk to him about it.
Okay. All right, they moved it out to the 20.
Yeah, and so what happened was the guy slid in, and if he could have touched the ball in the field of play without his body going into the end zone, then he would have actually had it at probably the 1 yard line. But since he slid into the end zone and reached out to touch it, that was why that ended up as a touchback. So big break for the Chesty Lions there. Almost an amazing punt.
Huge break.
By Solomon Hirsch.
It was a great punt. 60 yards.
Bowen on 1st down, the wide receiver screen. It is complete to Becker, no relation, and he'll gain about 4 yards.
How many times are you going to say that this year?
Every time.
Okay.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 24 of the Lions. We're down to about a half a minute to go in the first quarter. Bowen. And a give up the middle. Some pretty good running room. Bouncing off a tackle was Taj Edwards, but he's taken down shy of the first down, about the 29. He'll be a yard shy. It'll be 2nd down and or 3rd down, and 1. Not sure if they'll get this playoff before the quarter ends. I doubt it.
And the way that's set up, it looked like a very long, good straight-ahead run, but he handed it to him 4 yards in the backfield. But Taj, either way, able to pick up 6 yards on that straight up the middle play.
That's going to do it for the first quarter of play. The Lions get the only score. They lead at 7-0 from here at Lawrence High School in beautiful Lawrence, Kansas.
From the Hank Booth.
From the Hank Booth. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn, thanks for tuning in. Second quarter right on the other side. After 12 minutes, it's 7-0 for the Lions here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Chesty Lions from Lawrence High have a 7-0 lead after 12 minutes of football. And our producer here tonight, David Ward. We'd like to thank our cameraman, Jeffrey Clark, who, according to our producer, David Ward, is doing a bang-up job.
You love that when the Chesty Lions are doing great in every aspect of this game.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1 as they go with a big formation. It's going to be Bowen himself hitting the backfield. And that was great penetration for the Raiders. And that was Rowan Minnick, who got by everybody, and Banks never had a chance to get going.
-9. Well, okay, we'll give him -7 yards on that play.
So it is a big, huge advantage having your quarterback also punt. It's Danny White from the Cowboys. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Love Danny White.
He eventually took over as quarterback for Roger Staubach.
Yes, he did.
Because you never really quite know. I mean, now, on the other hand, it's 4th and 8, and you're on your own 22-yard line, so you wouldn't expect anything to happen. But that could be a thing later in the season. You never know. And Bowen will step into one. Again, the rugby-style kick, and it goes over the head of the return man. Takes a big Lions bounce and finally goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, net, I believe net about 45 yards, so nice job.
We were on the 22. And it goes all the way to their 24. So
okay, so I guess that's 58?
Something like that.
All right. See, I don't say anything about my math.
See, and you probably were one of those people who were sitting in the class going, I'm never going to use this.
Oh, no. I said, I'm just screwed.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders, just underway second quarter. Lions on top 7-0. Carter Cox. And this time not in the pistol, just the straight shotgun with trips on the right. And it'll be a give and good penetration this time, but he's able to elude one man and able to get some positive yards. In fact, gets a 1st down and more. As once again, that's Marquand Washington. They had trapped in the backfield, but he's able to escape and end up picking up about 12 yards out to the Raider 37 or 36-yard line.
And Ethan Curry, wish he had that back so bad. He had him wrapped up, just could not bring him down.
I tell you what, Marquand Washington is a load, 5'11", 215 pounds, which for a high school running back is huge.
And Ethan Curry, just a sophomore, 5'10", 165.
So Cox this time back in the pistol, trips on the left side. On 1st and 10, takes the snap and goes back to throw, getting a huge rush. He is and sacked in the backfield. It's Devin Foster was able to get in and take him down for a big loss. It'll be 2nd and a ton for the Raiders on the first big sack of the season by the Chesty Lions.
And Devin and Larney Finney were in on that, but Devin had the jump on him. Just a great play, getting in the backfield, losing a whole bunch of yards.
Well, Devin, the 6'3", 256-pound junior, certainly dwarfing Carter Cox, but he closed on him in a hurry, didn't he?
He did. And Devin made such an impact last year as a sophomore, so this is not unusual for him to make an impact here in this first game, his junior campaign.
Twins on either side, pistol formation, back to throw on 2nd and long, and it is caught on the left side, making a couple of moves and able to get some good positive yards on the play. That was West on the catch.
Yeah. West got hit probably 4 times before finally being brought down, and that was that had to cost him in bruises to pick up those 15 yards, but still 3rd down and about 6 yards to go.
So Trey West with the catch, got it out to the 40-yard line. They need the 46. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Lions on top 7-0. So they will send a couple of receivers to the right side, and now it looks like they're going to take a timeout as the play clock was kind of starting to wind down. And so apparently Nick Foster decided to have a chat with his offense and see what they're going to do. So what are your impressions so far of the Chesty Lions now that you've seen them for a quarter and a half?
Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to give them about a 33%. A great drive, with more running than I was expecting. But Taj has proven that he's a good back and deserves to be here, and is ready for this as a junior. And hopefully, we could see great things out of him. I mean, he could end up being the next great running back from Lawrence High. Obviously, a lot of season yet, but it's just his junior campaign. But, man, you definitely see the speed in him and the elusiveness. So that would be my biggest thing that I wasn't expecting tonight. But I also wasn't expecting them to have to punt twice, 2 out of the first 3 possessions. So
3rd down and 6 as they come out from the timeout. Shotgun formation, Twins on the left, man in motion, the H-back across. They'll fake play action, comes over the middle. It is caught by the tight end or H-back, and that's going to be a good for a first down across midfield to the Lions 48 as a nice little run there after the catch by Drake DeBaun as he makes the catch coming out of the backfield, and the Lions a little late in picking him up.
Yeah, they were, and Wyatt Hendricks was in the backfield, but Cox is just very, very elusive, able to get away from Wyatt Hendricks, as you would expect the quarterback should be able to most of the time from a defensive end.
So the Raiders converting on a 3rd and 6, come up to the line. 1st and 10 from the Lions 48. From the pistol back to throw, throwing near side. It is caught about 4 yards or so on the play. It was caught by, I'm not sure if that was Olsen or Black. It was Black who made the catch, but only about 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6, or a long 5 or a short 6 if you like. Clock running with under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Lions with the only score. They lead at 7-0. Shotgun formation, Twins on the left side, 1 on the right. And it is a give. And Washington, a little sidestep to get around the first man, gets positive yards to about the 42 of the Lions. Pickup of 2, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 4 from there. So, Marquand Washington, again, for a big back, can be pretty elusive, that little sidestep there.
Yes, he can.
So 3rd and 4, another big opportunity here for the Lions defense to step up, as they may be in 4-down territory here. Outside of field goal range, but into Lion territory, so we'll see what they do. Pistol formation, Twins on the left, H-backs to the left as well. And it'll be a give to Washington, and he breaks a tackle, gets inside the 40, 1st down to the 35, and 34 by the time he's finally pulled down. That one, the Lions had an opportunity to stop him before he got in, but again, determined running, and was able to get himself a 1st down and move the chains.
Yeah, and one a linebacker in the backfield, but unable to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's bringing up 1st and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Lion 34. The Raiders have been able to get into Lion territory in this game a couple of times, but haven't been able to get on the scoreboard as yet. Pistol formation, trips on the left side. Or right side, I should say. Back to throw is Cox. He's got some time. Now here comes a rush. There's a hold. He throws downfield. This is going to be incomplete. Almost a great catch by West, although it wouldn't have counted anyway. This one's coming back on a hold.
Right, unless Ethan Curry was able to intercept that ball and then do some things, and then we would have just we would have declined that penalty.
So holding was the call against the Raiders, and it's from the spot of the foul, too. So this is going to be a big penalty. It happened at about the 41, so it should take it, or I should say the 31. So let's see where they're going to, they're going to put it at the 44, so I guess it happened at the 34. So let's call it first down and 20. 20, yeah.
And they've gotten out of this before in this drive, and they've really picked. I mean, I believe that yards. The Raiders have more than the Lions right now. If I had to say that,
had to guess, yeah. Twins on either side, pistol formation. Man in motion from the left to the right. And on play action, he was able to elude one man in the backfield. Cox ran it himself, ends up getting taken down out of bounds. And it'll be a pickup of a yard or so, second and long for the Raiders. Carter Cox continuing to be relatively elusive in the backfield, though.
He is. Carter Cox is a very good mobile quarterback. And again, Marquand Washington, I'm very impressed with his running back skills.
So clock has been stopped on the out-of-bounds run. 6:59 to go. They come out in the pistol, a little bit more of a bunch formation here. Man goes in motion from right to left. It was the H-back to throw, and
wow!
Huge sack as Carter was trying to set up a screen, it looked like, but just didn't have the time to do it as a host. There was like three Lions got back
Devin
there.
Foster back there quick, but then there were, I believe it was Larney Finney back there again, along with Elijah Gray. I mean, they were all back there, and it just gang tackled him. He had not a prayer, which is bringing up third and forever.
Yeah, third down and let's see, 29?
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's right. 3rd and 29.
So be curious to see what kind of play they call up. You have to say that most plays in the plays book that are designed to get you 29 yards are probably ill-conceived. And they do give it to Washington straight up the middle. He's able to push forward, but he'll be well shy of a first down, obviously. Cross midfield into Lion territory to the 46, but it's going to set up a fourth down and,
22?
Yeah, or so. So even well outside there's no point in even going for it here.
And if they can get anything like the kind of punt they had last time, I mean, they were very, very close to getting it, stopping it on the 1 yard line, and you would think that that's what they're going to try to do again.
There's nobody back deep for the Lions for some reason.
They could be going for the block. The Solomon Hirsch again in at punter, and then they throw the flags.
Was it a movement or was it delay? I don't know. We'll see. The officials are having a discussion. Clock stopped with 5:23 left to go in this second quarter of play. Waiting for the indication from the man in the white hat. It'll be offsides against the Lions. They must have, what must have happened was when the kicker ran back, I'll bet somebody stuck his helmet across the line of scrimmage.
Right, but that ball was right directly in front of us, and it certainly didn't appear that any Lion was lined up or even close to being lined up offside. So,
yeah,
very interesting.
Somebody must have just leaned forward or something like that. At any rate, it's still fourth down and a ton, but they're in a situation where they could either kick it or go. They drop back. And, drops the snap. He's going to have to try and run for it. He's got way too long to go and hit and tackled. Did gain about 4 yards on the play, but not anywhere near enough. And so as it goes down, it'll be a second time in the game that the Chesty Lions cause a turnover on downs against the Raiders, and they'll have pretty good field position at their own 39.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with the Lions' defense shutting them out to this point. Even though they have given up some yards, they have they've really not let him get past. I believe on the first drive they were down to about the 30 before they backed him up a little bit before they had that nice punt.
The old bend but not break. So Banks Bowen in, and a handoff up the middle, and boy, breaking a tackle, and right up the middle is Taj Edwards, and he was able to get across midfield into the Raider territory about the 48-yard line, moves the chains, gain of 11. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions in Raider territory, under 5 minutes to go, first half.
Yeah, Taj has really seems like he can carry the load in that backfield for the Lions.
They come out in a bit of a pistol this time, twins on the right side. And Bowen will head up the middle, now bounces it out to the right side. And he just stretches it out and goes out of bounds around the 47, 46. It'll be a pickup of a yard, 2nd down and 9 from there. That was one of those things where Banks was designed to go up the middle, saw that there wasn't anything there, tried to bounce it to the outside, and there wasn't really anything there either.
But Taj, I was impressed with Taj. He had a heads up to block for him.
On the option play, Bowen keeps it. He was tripped up, lost the football, and it was right near the sideline. Now, I thought it had gone out of bounds, and I believe the officials agreed with me.
Yeah.
And they do put it down at the 44-yard lines. It'll end up going as a gain of about 3.
And I believe nice job by Jackson Becker to realize what was going on and try to jump on that ball and getting it out of bounds. But I mean, to me, that's it. At this point in the game, it's ill-advised. Well, you have so many weapons. Why make Banks do everything?
Well, he had the option to pitch it, but he didn't. Back to throw he goes. Now he'll throw one down the near sideline.
Jackson Becker, he's got it!
Caught inside the down to about the 3-yard line. Jackson Becker with the diving catch. As Bowen put it out there for him, it was just a hair overthrown, but Becker was able to come up with the catch. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions inside the 5-yard line.
Where were these? Oh, they're putting it on the 4. Are you kidding me? Well,
that was where he landed.
All right, okay. Wow, what a catch by Jackson Becker. Just stretched his arms out and caught that ball. Beautiful.
Bowen keeps it himself, hit in the backfield. He'll be knocked back for a loss back to the 5-yard line. That was a zone read. He had Edwards coming across, decided to keep it himself and loses a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Clock running with 3:35 left to go in the second half. The Lions leading at 7-0, threatening here after a Bowen Becker hookup. And now we're going to get a timeout, I believe. So, let's see if I can tell who. They didn't really say who called.
No, they didn't. But it's timeout by somebody. And let's just go back to that catch. What a beautiful catch by Jackson Becker. And that's what he can do, man. I mean, he is just an all-around great athlete. And you target that kid, and it's within his range, he is going to get it. And I think that's what Banks was thinking even on the 3rd play of the game when he had the long one that was going to go for over 50 either way, and he was just out of his arms. I would say that this one was maybe out of length of most high school wide receivers, but Becker able to just leap like Superman up and make that catch from his fingertips and haul it in, and had no chance of running after the catch because he was in a full dive.
Yeah, he had.
But what a catch by Jackson Becker, the junior.
He would have had to actually be Superman to have been able to.
Yeah, yes.
So, tell you what.
And I'm calling it 45 yards. I don't know if I'm right, but I think that's about.
Second time in the game with a roughly 40-yard plus bomb for Bowen to a Lion receiver. 2nd and goal after the timeout. Man in motion, and it's going to be Bowen again, looking for running room, breaks one tackle, or he tries to. Now he does, trying to get across the field, goes backwards. He still with the ball. He's all the way back to the 25, and he's going to get tackled way back, and there's a late flag in the area of unsportsmanlike conduct or late hit type stuff. And so let's see what there's 2 flags that come down at the very end of the play. I don't know if somebody said something or did something or pulled off a piece of equipment perhaps. They're having a talk about it now. Bowen Boy, if he'd managed to just get rid of the football when that play broke up, that would have saved a lot. But I think this is going to go against the Raiders. It's a personal foul. No.
On Lawrence High.
Well, actually, it's offsetting.
Okay.
So they're going to offset. It's a post play, so it's just going to stay. Now, did he say it's still second down, or did he say it was third down? We'll have to wait and see. Because if it was post play, they're not going to. Are they going to bring it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage?
Well, if that's the case, that is a gift.
So maybe it happened during the play. Must have happened during the play. So it's going to go as offsetting penalty, so it'll stay second down, and it'll just be a do-over, basically.
Well, and we will at the halftime. We'll get an explanation on that, because what a gift for Lawrence High. I mean, what should have been a huge 20-yard loss ends up being nothing, a do-over.
So speaking of halftime, after this play, we'll talk a little bit about what you can expect in the broadcast at halftime. In the meantime, though, second and goal. Back to throw is Bowen. He's got time. Flag, and he throws it away. This one, I believe there may be a hold in the backfield. We'll wait on the indication, but while we're doing that, why don't you tell everybody what's coming up at halftime?
Well, we're going to talk to our athletic director, Patrick Graham, will be up here at half, and so brand new to Lawrence High, brand new athletic director, and I'm kind of excited to get to know him a little bit, as we've known got to know Gilman very well. Gilman is still around. He's a principal here at Lawrence High, but not able to be out here tonight. And so we're going to get to know our new AD, Patrick Graham.
So the penalty was indeed a hold against the Lions. So it's still second down, technically second and goal, but the ball is at the 15-yard line. Clock is down to 2:45 left to go in the half. Bowen has Edwards to his right from the shotgun. Back to throw. He'll throw toward the corner of the end zone. He has a man, and it is caught. Did he get a foot in bounds?
It was bobbled. It was bobbled.
Yeah, he
never
was
not caught.
Yeah, well, he what happened was he actually did catch it or got it in his hands, and then when he landed, he lost it. And I'm not so sure he would have gotten down in bounds anyway.
Yeah, that was
Galbraith.
Galbraith, right.
In
the far corner of the end zone. And
it's a good throw, though.
A great throw into double coverage, and Josh certainly had his hands on it, just unable to bring it down. And here we go, third down long.
And rolling to the right, throwing over in the end zone.
He got
touchdown.
It.
Touchdown, Lions.
That was what that was supposed to be. And do you know, see how that one, it developed so much quicker. There was no question about what was going on. Banks rolled out to his right, and he was right open exactly where it's supposed to be, into double coverage, strike, touchdown, Lawrence High. Here we go, and we'll find out who that receiver was, because that was in the far side, and I
believe it was actually Kayvon Price. I thought at first it was Andre Lafort, but I believe it was Kayvon Price.
Everybody's kind of looking down there trying to figure out who it was, and
I'm pretty
got
sure
some pointings. Okay.
It was Price. So 2:24 left to go. Extra point. Attempt, snap back. He gets it down. The kick is up, and it is good. So 2:24 left to go, first half. And the Lions double their lead, 14-0 the score here from Lawrence High School. We'll take a break, come back with a kickoff after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn on the opening game of the 2024 Lawrence High Chesty Lion football season. And the Lions with a 14-0 lead over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders with 2:24 left to go in the first half. Ball teed up on the left hash mark. at the 40-yard line for the kickoff after the, about 16-yard catch for the touchdown. This is another high and short kick. Oh, it's bobbled, but now we've got whistles. This play, I believe, has been stopped before it ever happened. There was a flag. I wonder if it's a delay of game flag or something like that.
I'm guessing the flag is a marker. I don't know, but the way he threw it, there was no error to that flag. But we'll see what.
Yeah, they stopped the play while it was going on, so it couldn't have been. It presumably would have been before the kick.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure that the flag is a flag. It might be a marker, but no call yet.
Unless they're saying that he caught, unless he maybe gave the fair catch signal or something.
Or
the teams are going back over to the sidelines while the referees discuss it. Let's see what he says here. So he's going to. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Shawnee Mission South.
During the play?
Yeah, apparently, but I don't know how that could cause it to stop unless the unsportsmanlike conduct was making the fair catch signal and then running with it anyway. Or something like that. Maybe that's considered unsportsmanlike conduct. That's the only thing I can think of. Because even if you do something that's unsportsmanlike, they don't stop the play in the middle of it because of that. So the only thing I can think of is that, he put his arm up or something, maybe unintentionally, but he did, and then ran with it anyway, so they stopped it. So the ball's been placed at the 11-yard line. So a couple of weird plays here as far as officials' calls is concerned. Carter Cox from the pistol formation. And it'll be a give off of left tackle, once again to Marquand Washington. Not much on it, and we get whistles as I believe we have an injured player. It looks like a Raider tackle, perhaps Charlie Ginn, is down and slow getting up. He is trying to limp his way off, being helped by his teammates. There was the Lions called a timeout anyway. That seemed like that was what the indication for the official was. 2:16 left to go. So maybe the Lions with the bad field position think they could get a stop here and get the ball back. Perhaps. The play was a gain of maybe 3.
But they would have to stop them quickly,
yeah.
Which they really haven't been able to do all night. They've stopped them. They've not gotten them in the end zone. They've not really let them past the 30-yard line, but they've been able to gain some yards on them in the middle of the field.
So after the timeout, it'll be second, let's call it 7. Again, the pistol formation. They've got twins on the left side, one man wide out to the right. Cox. And we've got some sort of a delay for some reason.
They want the booth to change the clock. They're signaling to change the clock.
So they apparently the timeout occurred and some time had ticked off. So they're going to reset the clock from 2:16 to something else. We'll wait till they do it. Oh, they don't actually know that's the problem. Is they don't know what it's supposed to be to. The official keeps acting like he thinks that people can hear him.
Right, and now Clint is trying to talk to somebody.
What normally in this situation, it's not like a pro game where the guy's got the mic on or whatever, and so usually what they do is they'll tell a coach, and a coach will relay it up here using their communication device. So 2:20 is what the clock was reset to. Pistol formation. Cox, man in motion, takes the snap, high snap. He gets it down, gives it to Washington right up the middle, and he's able to get a first down across the 22. That'll move the chains. 2:14 left to go. Clock stops while they reset the ball. And then it should get moving again. And apparently we get another timeout called, maybe this one by the Raiders. That would be their last timeout if that's what they did. It must be. So, 2:14 left to go. I don't know if there's going to be a band performance at halftime. If there is, we'll try and get that to you as well.
There will be, yes. And Patrick Graham is in the house, so we will be talking to him right after our quick break that we take for halftime and come back and listen to new Lawrence High Chesty Lion AD.
The 23rd Street Brewery halftime show.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I don't know.
Great. Everything is 23rd Street Brewery. Remember, go to 23rd Street Brewery right after the game. We'll be there.
Who's wearing number 23?
It's a new one this year. Evan Murray is our number 23.
No Micah?
No Micah. Micah has put up his cleats.
We'll have to talk about that next Thursday or something.
Okay, we'll do.
All righty. So back to throw is Cox. He's getting a rush. Big
Galbraith.
rush hit and sacked out by the 5-yard line. Galbraith, as you mentioned, with the penetration, but he was not alone. There were 3 or 4 black jerseys in the backfield. And I tell you what, this would be an opportunity for now the Lions to call timeout.
And I believe it was Jalen Parks. I don't think it was Galbraith. But
okay.
I'm going to get confirmation. Okay.
It was Galbraith.
It was Galbraith.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Jalen was back there with him, but
like
right
I said,
away,
there were
right
3
away.
or 4 other, but it was Galbraith who actually knocked him down.
But what a play by Galbraith. That's what everybody's looking at him for, to do things like that. That was huge. Call it, it's going to be 15-yard loss, something like that, right?
This puts you in an interesting situation if you're the Raiders, because I believe that was the last timeout for the Lions that they took there. And so there's 2:07 left to go. If you throw the ball, the marker says second down, but that doesn't seem right to me.
It doesn't, because there have been so many plays.
Yeah.
So this has been a wacky series here. I mean, there's been all kinds of different things happen just in these last 60 seconds. 60 seconds on the game clock, which has been about 10 minutes in the real world clock. So here we go.
So
starting up again.
But that's the thing. So do you go for passes and then take the chance that they'll be incomplete and you might give the ball back, or do you just run it and see what happens?
I mean, as good as Washington has been, I almost think give it to Washington. Let him pick up as many yards as he can before you punt the ball, and just punt it as far away as you can.
The only problem with that theory is Washington's not the man in the backfield.
Well, what in the world is that? Okay, who is in the backfield?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be
got his numbers bunched up, so we
Kane Porter, maybe. I'm not sure. It's a 40-something. Like you said, it's kind of a bunched up number. The official is still trying to get play back started again after the timeout. So it's second down, about 26 or something. Although, he was tackled at the 5. They gave him forward progress to about the 7. Back to throw Cox over the middle, incomplete, as he was looking for Trey West and threw it at his knees, and that is what we were talking about. If you
2 seconds off the clock, it's giving the Lions much more time, and field position has not improved at all.
And you would have to be kicking out of your own end zone if you don't get some yardage here.
I mean, and maybe you're thinking that. Maybe the philosophy is there's no way Lawrence High is thinking short pass, but that was really not a very good pass.
No.
Right at his feet.
And
He was open. He was open, was West, but it just wasn't anywhere close to his hands.
Raiders do get the ball coming out of the second half. They deferred on the opening coin toss. Pistol formation, trips on the right. Back to throw is Cox. He's looking. He's rushed. Now he'll pull it down. Comes out to the left side, going toward the sidelines, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Which will stop the clock again.
Yeah, that was actually a very smart play by the Lions, because he was trying to stay inbounds, but they managed to force him out. Stops the clock with 1:52. They give themselves some pretty good cushion. At least they won't be kicking from their end zone. But it's fourth down and a ton. Fourth and about, 18 or 19 or so. punting situation.
1:52 still left in this.
Yeah, plenty of time.
In this
no timeouts.
Quarter.
So punter will drop back. Gets the snap. He kicks it high and short. And it's going to take a bounce.
They're saying get away from it.
Yeah. And comes to rest at the 30-yard line. That's the Raider 30-yard line.
What a gift.
Very short kick. And that kick was like, 8 yards maybe?
Net 8? Yeah. And very possibly Andre Lafort might be able to. Well, there's so much time. There's plenty of time for Banks to get the ball away and get it to one of his great receivers. This is when and the last play, Kayvon Price, a name we hadn't called, a name I hadn't talked to Clint Bowen about. And they have got a ton of weapons. This is when you use those guys and put another 7 points on the board.
Becker is by himself on the near side. They got Twins on the far side. Shotgun formation, drop the snap, and the ball is loose, and I believe the Raiders may have picked it up. Let's wait for the indication. It was an attempt at a handoff. I'm not sure if it was Banks that was trying to pull it back in, but it looks like the Lions
Taj got it.
Managed to fall on it. Clock is running down to a minute and a half. There's still plenty of time, though. You don't have to hurry too much. Now you've got Twins on the near side. Still shotgun formation. H-back to the left of center. And they fake it to Taj, throw it down the far side, and it is tipped. And
did he? Oh!
Almost tipped and caught.
Oh, my. In and out of the hands. I mean, but he double coverage again. And the intended receiver on that, is that?
Galbraith,
okay.
So it'll just stop the clock with 1:11 left to go. 3rd and 14. Now they're obviously in 2-down territory here.
Yeah, would have been a definitely a first down. Probably would have been on about the 2-yard line had he been able to pull that ball in.
So there seems to be a little confusion. Now they don't have any timeouts, so they need to do something here pretty quick. Play clock's down to 5. Man in motion. And they do snap it off just in time. Back to throw is Bowen. He'll throw. He's got a man down the far sideline, but incomplete. And that was actually really good coverage. I got to give credit where credit is due.
Single coverage, but man, that ball was just thrown out of the end zone.
It was not a catchable ball, but he was stride for stride with him.
Yeah. Oh, no question about it. No question.
So it'll set up 4th down. It's beyond the range of, this would be a 52-yarder or something like that from
we
here.
won't see Andre on this.
So 4th and 14. There's still 1:03 left to go. The one thing, that's interesting about
definitely
this,
4-down territory. I think they're going to go for the first down here.
Well, you have to. There's no point. I mean, if you run the ball, they just stop the clock anyway.
He's looking for a man. And now he's just going to go
pull it down. He's going to look for the sideline.
And he's got it.
And he's
got the first down.
And inside, down to the 15-yard. They marked him out of bounds at the 16, but it's well enough for a first down. He needed the 20. Got about 4 more and went out of bounds. Stops the clock with 54 seconds left to go. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions there.
So absolutely turned something into nothing, as no people were open at all.
Turn nothing into something.
Thank you. That's like the 55 and the 60-yard line. Okay. Nice little 20-yard pickup there for Banks.
Shotgun formation, Twins on the right side. They fake to Edwards' throw. It's caught and out of bounds. Was that Becker on the catch? Yes, it was. Jackson Becker inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And they stopped the clock as it went out of bounds with 49.5 seconds left to go. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. Edwards moves to the right, gets the handoff, gets inside the 5 down to the 3. He was hit hard and taken down at about the 2.5. It'll be 2nd down there. The clock stops with 41.2 seconds. I'm not quite sure why. I guess I thought that we didn't have any more timeouts. At least that's what the scoreboard said. unless the Raiders called timeout. I don't know why they would have done that.
There were a lot of timeouts at the period. There were very possibly could have been an official timeout, and we just didn't know about it. And that definitely was not an official timeout. And we've not really been told when who is called the timeout. So
I'm just going based on what the scoreboard said, but at any rate, 41.2 showing on that clock in the first half. Lions lead at 14-0 on the doorstep. Ball's right on the 2-yard line. Actually, about the 2.5.
And this would be a huge boost if Lions can punch it in here for this.
The thing is, they didn't, need a timeout. There's 40 seconds left. They could have easily run another 2 plays, in 40 seconds without it. But so that's why I was thinking. I thought it might even be the Raiders calling the timeout, thinking, they could get the ball, but. We'll see what they do here.
And I think, you don't overthink this thing. You got 2 yards and 2 plays to get it in there.
Yeah, and anything you could do. You could run it still. There's plenty of time.
Absolutely, no question. But doesn't look like they're going to run it. It's an empty backfield.
Edwards is more of an H-back, but they do run it. It's going to be a toss. And heading
into
for
the
the
end
corner,
zone.
into the end zone, touchdown. Jalen Parks on the end around. That technically goes as a touchdown pass for Bowen because he did toss it forward to him.
It was the little thing that Patrick Mahomes introduced us to about 5 years ago when he joined the Chiefs and had that little frontward pass for about a half of a foot.
Yep.
And then Jalen does all the hard work, and nice job by Jalen taking it all the way up the field and in for the 3-yard score.
So there is a flag down. There's a hold. So hold on things. This may go back. Yeah, it looks like it is. They're gonna call a hold on the Lions. So that's gonna negate the touchdown. It'll still be 2nd and goal with the ball outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Clock is stopped with 35 seconds left to go in the half. So it's only 2nd down. And now a timeout's been called again, this one by the Raiders. At least that's what the official said.
And now it says the visitors have 1 timeout left. Now it says 0. So they're, first game jitters on all kinds of things here. We're figuring some things out.
While we do have a minute here, we owe you station identification. We appreciate you tuning in today for this Lawrence High Chesty Lion football game, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
It's 9 minutes past 8 o'clock here on a beautiful night in Lawrence. This is, for the first game of the year, which is in early September, you don't always get these, football feeling
crisp thing. Yeah.
I mean, it is still summer after all.
But on the ball on the 13-yard line, Lions ball on the Raiders 13.
It's only 2nd down, too. Shotgun formation. Edwards to his left. Back to throw is Bowen. Plenty of time. Throws near side. It's caught. And does he get out of bounds? Yes, he does. Stopping the clock as that was caught by Gabe Wingert.
Yep.
I believe that's his first catch of the game.
I believe it is, yep.
And it gets you back down to the 4-yard line for a 3rd down and goal from there.
And manageable yards here. So nice 9-yard pickup there by Gabe.
Still 30 seconds left to go, 29.9. So you could still easily run the ball here if you wanted to. Edwards to the left, and they fake it to him. Bowen keeps it himself toward the end zone, bounces off a man into the end zone, touchdown. Touchdown, Banks Bowen, 20-0 Lawrence, with the extra point still to come.
And that one is not coming back this time. No yellow flags, so that touchdown will be able to stay up on that scoreboard.
And that was Banks Bowen willing himself into the end zone, bouncing right off of a pretty good hit.
Yeah, and a nice looking play, good fake to Taj, and everything looked great, and Banks just pulled it in and really went in there for the pretty easy score. Had some guys he had to take with him, but nice little 4-yard pickup for the TD for Banks.
Noah Richardson for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So 24.8 seconds left to go first half. Third time of the game, the Lions hit the end zone. They lead it 21-0. Back with a kickoff after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. Opening week here for Kansas high school football, and the Chesty Lions leading the Shawnee Mission South Raiders 21-0 with a little under half a minute left to go in the first half. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line, left hash mark. The kickoffs have been short. And this time it's going to be a squib down the middle of the field and falling on it at the 30-yard line. So the Raiders will have the ball. They get the ball coming out of the first half, so not a huge amount of incentive to try and do anything too dangerous here.
And I believe the kicker is definitely not Andre Lafort, and so we'll definitely have to talk to Coach about that.
Noah Richardson.
But it's Noah Richardson, and so Noah has contributed offense and defense tonight, and now apparently he is having some kicking duties as well.
Well, he's perfect on extra points. I can say that.
Yes, you can.
All right, well, let's see what the Raiders want to do here. Ball on the 30-yard line. Like I said, they get the ball coming out of the locker room, so you don't necessarily have to do anything, but you're also trailing by 3 touchdowns. We'll see if they get aggressive here or not. And instead, he's just going to take a knee and finish off the first half, it would appear. So we're down to 15 seconds. They're not going to run another play. And the first half comes to a close with the Lawrence High Chesty Lions all over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. 21-0 is our halftime score. So we'll take a break and then visit with the new Lawrence High AD when we come back. The halftime show brought to you by the 23rd Street Brewery is coming up in just a couple of minutes right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence. Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
We're back here now. This is Matt Llewellyn live at the Hank booth on the campus of Lawrence High School. And with the introduction of the new athletic director for Lawrence High, Patrick Graham. Patrick, welcome to Lawrence High School.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
I know you've gotten indoctrinated a little bit. School year really has just started within the last couple weeks. But I know you've been on campus prior to that. How long have you been here on campus?
My first day was July 1 officially, so
Okay.
I've had about 8 weeks here now.
Okay. Well, so where have you come from?
My previous job, I was the head principal at Santa Fe Trail High School, which is just south of Topeka. I was there as a building administrator for the last 16 years.
Okay. So a little bit of a change here for Lawrence High School.
Yeah, it's been a great thing, and there's a lot of amazing things happening in this district, and being somebody who's been around a little bit, it's been fun to come in and embrace all the cool things and remind people here that there's some really, really cool things going on.
Okay. So give us a little background about you. So the last 16 years of Santa Fe Trail, right? And so, if you know this area, that is a famous school, a trail school, but it's just something that people remember. I mean, the people around here, if they grew up here, they know Santa Fe Trail.
Sure.
Are you a Topeka guy?
Well, I actually graduated high school from Santa Fe Trail.
Oh, wow.
I'm an alumni. I was a salutatorian in my class. I was a state finalist wrestling there. I've never taught there, just
okay.
worked there.
So you stuck around, so now have you made your home Lawrence, or do you still live in Topeka?
We actually live south in the we live in Overbrook, is where I live.
Oh, Overbrook. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Lawrence people know Overbrook.
Yeah.
We probably have kids from Overbrook that go to Lawrence High School, I'd imagine. Maybe a couple, or at least in that area. Welcome to Lawrence High. You're a Chesty Lion now officially.
Absolutely.
At some point in time, I'm going to have to take you around and kind of show you the traditions that have been around ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
And I am more than happy to do that. But so give us your first taste of being a Chesty Lion. What was that like? What is it like now today after you've been in school for a little bit?
Well, I've never been a place that has cherished the culture and the traditions and the history more than. This place is unbelievable what they do. Our faculty meetings, when we have kids in front of us, the celebration of staff that are former Chesty Lions, they stand up, they celebrate them. It is absolutely amazing, and I've never been a place that's been this deep before, and it's awesome to be part of it.
Well, I imagine you've spent a little bit of time with. Your head football coach is a Chesty Lion. Mm-hmm. Your new head baseball coach is a Chesty Lion. And Adam Green, new baseball coach, took over for Brad Stoll, who was a legend and a huge Chesty Lion all the way. But Adam Green owns a house across the street. I mean, it just doesn't get much bigger as far as a Chesty Lion than Adam Green. So has he indoctrinated you into the culture?
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Riles, the principal of the school, he's a Chesty Lion. So there's just Chesty Lions all over the place. It's awesome.
Well, good. I'm glad you've gotten the indoctrination. I know that Brad Stoll every day would kiss or touch the Chesty Lion. I mean, he might not have kissed it, but he touched Chesty when he walked into the administration building.
Cool.
And so there are all kinds of little things that people have done. I mean, obviously, I'm a Chesty Lion. I live 2 blocks away, born and raised 2 blocks away. I went to football games when I was a kid. I mean, I'm about as big of a Chesty Lion as there can be. But Adam Green's a great guy to have around to indoctrinate you into that culture. If ever you get out of step, there are a lot of people that will make sure you stand. Okay, so let's talk about the program now, the athletic program that you're now in charge of. Tell us what's going on. Obviously, we know you got to be pretty happy with this 21-0 score for halftime for your football team, but there are a lot of other sports that you're in charge. You're the head man for all of them. So what's going on?
My goal this school year is to embrace the cultures and the traditions that Lawrence High has, learn from that, embrace it, kind of. I mean, I'm not here to change things. I want to, things are going well. I want to like continue those things going well and evaluate things and just, I do have some experience. So every once in a while you might tweak something here or there, but I'm not looking to do any massive. So my real message for this school year is I plan to change nothing. We're going to listen and evaluate, and as time goes along, if we need to make some adaptations. But my job is to support my coaching staff, my teaching staff, and get out of the way of their greatness and stuff. So my goal is, if they need something, is to try to get them those tools, those resources to be the great people that they are.
Well, and I guess a good thing is that Mr. Gilman is 2 or 3 doors down from you,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So he is a great resource. He was here for 2 years. Prior to that, our athletic director had only been here for a year, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Gilman's a great resource, and he can be there and tell you what we need, what we don't need, pluses, minuses, and I'm sure he's a great resource for you. I will tell you, one of the things that we've attempted to work on, and as I'm sure, I don't know if somebody's hit you up about this or not, but we need to come up to date on this football field with new scoreboards that are video boards that are maybe a little bit more modern, that every school in our surrounding area has. And so I will challenge you with that little project. I might give you 1 or 2 on the side, but I also want to extend my willingness to help out with whatever you need to help do some things, whatever you need to help this program here at Lawrence High.
Money is always an issue, and I'm never the no guy on things like that, but I also can't write the check sometimes. So, if the money's there and the district decides to allocate the resources, I can make the phone calls and get the things set up, but sometimes the help there, whether it be from donors or whether from whatever, but we just got to evaluate and see what we need. But public schools, we don't have as much money as we like to have sometimes, and we do the best we can with what we have. Right.
Well, let's get those scoreboards. It's hard to say in a town like Lawrence, Kansas, that's so staunch in education, and you want the teachers to have the most salaries you can, and you want the teachers to have small classrooms, and that's very, very important, and the most important thing. There's no question about that. However, athletics can make individuals and can help kids that maybe might not have a clear path in the classroom understand that, hey, this can help you get that clear path and have some discipline in your life in the athletics that you participate in, and you have to do good in the class to do that, and sometimes that's what it takes to get kids to be productive students.
In reality, kids these days need a reason to come to school. We're hearing right now the band out here. There's a reason these kids come to school. They get involved in the band. Our cheer squad, there's a reason they come to school. The football teams, the volleyball teams. That is what athletics and activities do for kids. It gives them a reason to come to school. That is why it is so important to get our kids involved.
Amen. And a great band director we have. Oh, yeah. He is just great. And I will tell you, during COVID, there were maybe 15 kids out there, which was just a shame. But he worked through that, and he's got it to the point where now, what do we have, 60 maybe kids out there, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And to a Chesty Lion, to hear that fight song that you're hearing right now, it still gives me goosebumps. Look at there, I've got goosebumps. I love it. And it just gets people fired up and ready to go and proud about being a Chesty Lion. So amen on that. Amen on the band and the orchestra and the and all of the other extra things that kids get into. But your job is to be a part of that and be the leader of this crew, so it gives them other reasons to be in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yep.
So anything, I'll let you give us a couple things here to end this. What can we look for in any of your other athletic departments this year?
We've had a good start. Soccer's 2-0-1. Volleyball won last night. Our kids are putting some good work in. Cross country opens their season tomorrow. They've been running their tails off. I'm excited to see how our kids compete in the 6A world. And, we know when we travel east, the competition's tough. But it's just seeing our kids, persevering this summer we've had a busy schedule. Kids were here. I mean, when Keisha changed the rules on how summers work now, our kids have embraced it. I mean, football started, basically all the fall sports started back first week of June, and they've put the time in. And, now it's time to go out and put some of that hard work together. And I'm excited to just see how it unfolds. There's no guarantees in sports. There's no guarantees in a lot of things, but our kids have put the work in to have an opportunity for success.
And have you been told about the state titles?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, in the main gym, nothing goes up but state titles.
And the amount of state titles we have is incredible here at Lawrence High, and the pride. And thank you so much for joining me here at halftime, and welcome the newest Chesty Lion, Patrick Graham.
I appreciate it.
And we are going to get you 100% indoctrinated into being a Chesty. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you much. Appreciate the time.
All right, take care.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg.
This is Matt Llewellyn. You're live from the Hank booth. Back with us in 1 minute.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney Turkey Stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
FM 1017 and
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Hives?
Yes, sir.
I want to hear my favorite programs on KLWN, and they're not on. Perhaps you should try the podcast link on their website, sir. KLWN has podcasts on their website. Indeed, sir. Really? Quite? Actually? Indubitably? Without question or cavil, sir? Oh, so? Rah. Oh, rah. Yes, sir. And where would I find this delightful website, you knives hives, you? KLWN.com, sir. KLWN.com? Quite, sir. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you choose, sir. It's up to me. It's up to you, sir. Rah. Oh, rah. The entire company, sir. According to the record with Kim Murphy. Lovely lady. Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright. Rock Chalk Sports Talk. Timeline Radio with Clenice Hill. So knowledgeable. Lawrence Business Magazine with Stephen Herzog. Money, money, money. Just everyone at KLWN.com. Yes, sir. Even Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker. Oh, him. Yes, sir. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. No, sir. Oh, boo.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
We are back live here at Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Chesty Lions opening up the 2024 Class 6A campaign against the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. They lead at 21-0 here at halftime as the team's making their way back on the field. Got some scores for you, or at least I'm trying to find some for you to get you up to date on this opening weekend in Kansas. Of course, the Missouri side over in Kansas City, they started playing last week, so for them it's their second week. But just going through to see what some of the Kansas side scores, Baser Linwood all over Leavenworth, 20-0 up there. Let's see, as I get to various different ones. Odessa, Clinton, that's Missouri. Olathe North and Shawnee Mission Northwest, the Cougars are actually leading in this one 7-3 over Olathe Northwest. Olathe West all over Shawnee Mission West 34-0 for Olathe West. Ottawa 21-7 over Atchison. That's a halftime score. They're, let's see, last time I looked, they were in the third quarter across town. And it was
Free State was up 10-0.
Yeah, 10-0 Free State over Shawnee Mission East.
And that was an early third quarter score.
No, it's about halfway through the third quarter.
But they were at halftime. It was this 3-0.
Yeah, actually they're just starting the fourth now at Free State. 10-0 is the score. But yeah, it was a 3-0 halftime score, and they've added a touchdown since then. Washburn Rural is 7-0 over Shawnee Heights. That's a relatively early score. Actually, interestingly enough, one of the bigger surprises, Gardner Edgerton is actually tied. It's one of the Shawnee Mission schools they're playing, and I'm not sure which one. But it's 14-14. That was a halftime score there. Bonner Springs, Spring Hill on top 7-0. That's still in the second quarter there. St. James Academy 34-7 over Bishop Miege. Let's see. Lewisburg, Tonganoxie, 14-7 Lewisburg at half. Topeka Hayden, 21-0 over Eudora. That's a third quarter score. They're at halftime at Piper. It's 14-3 Topeka Seaman over Piper there. DeSoto all over Topeka West, 35-0 is the halftime score there. Lansing on top of Turner, 30-0 is that score. Topeka Highland Park all over Wyandotte, 30-0. That's actually a first quarter score, so it's going pretty well there. So here, it's 21-0 with the Chesty Lions. A bit of a slow start, but they've managed to find the end zone 3 times.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, literally, if you didn't see the scores, you wouldn't think it's a 21-0 because South looks like a tough team. I mean, they look like a good team.
They are a tough team.
They've got some weapons. Yeah. This is in no way, shape, or form a runaway, and this game is far from over. I mean, you think 21-0 at halftime says, okay, they're pretty rolling, but that is not the case. Chesty Lions are going to have to come out and fight hard for this second half victory.
All right, well, I was going to send you away for us to start the third quarter, but it doesn't look like we're going to have time for that. So it looks like the teams are back out on the field, and the third quarter just about to start. The Raiders had won the toss and deferred, so they get the ball here to start things off in the third quarter of play as Noah Richardson has the ball teed up 40-yard line, and this time the kick is much deeper with the wind at his back. It goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Shawnee Mission South Raiders, trailing 21-0, will start things off from their own 20-yard line. We'll see how things go and what kind of adjustments that either team has made at halftime. So Class 6A, there is no such thing as an easy game in Class 6A. All teams are at least somewhat tough in that situation. And so, it's not the kind of situation where you, even with a 21-0 lead, you would start seeing a bunch of backups or something come in. Every team you play in 6A is tough.
Absolutely, no question.
So 1st and 10 for the 20-yard line as Carter Cox from the pistol formation with twins on the left, and it is a handoff up the middle and a big hit on Marquand Washington as he got across the line of scrimmage, but not much more, a gain of a yard.
Yeah, and that was Ethan Curry who mondied him on that play, and he was slowed down big time, but it took Ethan Curry to come up there and lay down the hit that stopped that.
I love the way you've turned Mondi into a verb.
Well, yeah, of course.
So he got a chance to play a couple.
Oh boy,
week ago.
We've got a Chesty Lion down.
Yeah, it's a cramp.
Okay.
It was one of those things where he was trying to get off the field, and so they have stopped play to attend to him. It's painful, and you can tell just by taking a look that he is, and on the Missouri side, They in September they have the mandatory water breaks that they take. They obviously
Really?
don't do
Okay.
that in Kansas. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I mean, it's not that hot out tonight or anything like that, but even, this time of year it's still important that the kids stay hydrated, get enough potassium, and all that sort of stuff.
And they, the kids forget about that.
Yeah, it's Kayvon Price, by the way, who had the
one of the touchdowns.
Yeah, and he had the cramp to go along with it. Tell you what, those hamstring cramps, those are the worst. The calf,
they're the worst.
Yeah, the calf cramps are, they're not enjoyable or anything like that, but when the hamstring starts cramping up, ooh.
So 2nd down and a long 9. Just to get this third quarter underway here, Shawnee Mission South has the ball.
So on the 2nd down play now we get a flag. And is it going to be offsides or is it going to be a false start? I would imagine it's a false start, but let's see. And it is indeed a false start against the Raiders, so that'll negate the 1 yard gain and turn it into a 4 yard loss, 2nd and 14. So next week it's off to Junction City for this Lawrence High Lions team.
Which is very unusual.
Yes, it is. It's interesting, both teams in town as the handoff again goes to Washington, and he made a nice little winding move to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but really only that gain of 5.
Yeah.
And so he got the 5 yards back, but now it's 3rd down and 9. So, yeah, both teams in town had home games to start off the season, and both teams are traveling 2 hours, or an hour and a half or whatever. It's Manhattan and Junction City for the two teams in the second week of the season, and both of them playing on Thursday because KU's playing Friday.
Right, but you know what? And I want to put the word out to the Lions fans. Let's get up there. There's no reason why we can't travel well to Junction City. The South, hats off to the Shawnee Mission South fans. There's several hundred of them over here at Lawrence High School tonight.
3rd down and 9. Twins on either side. We'll see if they go to the air here as Cox goes on a rollout to the left side, throw in, and it is caught and down the far sideline, out of bounds.
Wow.
A nice little running catch and a great throw, I tell you what, by Cox there.
Cox to West, and the whole play design was just absolutely beautiful. It was a nice fake handoff, fooled a couple of Lions up front to think it was a run up to the near side, and then he just rolls out to the far side and makes a beautiful pass and nice catch and great run after the catch. So big pickup there for Shawnee Mission South. 1st down on the 46-yard line of the Raiders.
So it'll be 1st and 10, just underway, second half. Lions on top 21-0. Empty backfield this time for Cox. He's got Trips on the right, Twins on the left, and a bit of a tough. It's a quarterback draw and a lot of running room up the middle. A quick gain of 11 yards as he was spun around down inside Lion territory to the Lawrence High 43-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Raiders.
And absolutely the exact way how you want to run a very effective draw. Drop back, make everybody in the field think you're going to pass, and then create the opening, and you just take it straight up the middle for a big 11-yard play on 1st down to bring up another 1st down.
And they caught the Lions kind of stunting just a little bit, which left that middle wide open for him to run right up it. Same deal, empty backfield with Trips on the right and Twins on the left for the Raiders here on 1st and 10. Back to throw Cox. He will throw near side and incomplete. Boy, wide open was Trey West again, and that one just went off his fingertips.
Just a little bit too high, but he certainly had every opportunity to catch that ball because nobody was around Trey West, and probably would have picked up, might not have gotten the first, but he would have picked up quite a few.
Instead, it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped with 9:41 left to go, 3rd quarter. Opening drive of the second half.
And you're thinking here, boy, things are kind of falling apart for South as they're deep in their own territory with 15 yards to get the 1st down, and then boom, all of a sudden they are into Lions territory.
So 2nd down this time. It's not an empty backfield. He does have a running back to his right, does Carter Cox from the shotgun. And he will fake to Washington. He's hitting the backfield, sacked again. And once again, I believe it was Galbraith who got in there.
Yep, Galbraith in there, and Devin Foster also in there, but Galbraith gets credited for the sack.
Well, and it was a delayed rush. If you notice,
Yeah.
he hung out, waited, and then when he saw for sure that it wasn't going to be a handoff, and boy, did he get in the backfield in a hurry.
Oh, and Galbraith is super, super fast, and these are the things that the college guys love about Galbraith is how quick he is and how quickly he can change decisions and figure out where to go on the field.
It's a loss of, let's say, about 7 or 8. Back to the 49-yard line. They need the Lion 33. So on third down, back to throw, near side. It is caught, but then hit immediately.
Oh, my.
And a really,
Galbraith again.
Yeah, we've been calling his name a lot today.
That was the Mondi for sure. There is no doubt about that, the level of hit that was just delivered by Josh Galbraith. I mean, that he is going to feel that tomorrow. That was a massive hit.
Luke Black, who made the catch, although he did bobble it a couple of times.
He bobbled it. He left himself wide open for Galbraith just to come and make that killer hit.
So back out there is Solomon Hirsch, who drops back for the punt on 4th and a ton, and he steps into it. It's a high and short kick again. The wind has been playing havoc with some of these kicks depending on which way you're going. And so the Lions are going to get pretty good field position. Let's see how close to midfield they end up giving it to them. It looks like they're going to be on their own 49 as they touch the ball for the first time on offense here in the second half.
Yep, 4 minutes off the clock.
So 8:10 left to go, third quarter. Lions up by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. And so
see what Coach Bowen has drawn up here in the second half.
So Banks Bowen from a pistol, and it's going to be a give. And trying to go over right tackle once again, Taj Edwards, and he does some pretty good little power running to get what was probably a 4-yard gain into about a 6-yard gain. As he just pushed forward a little bit.
But it was a hard fought 6. I mean, he was touched every bit of the way.
So again from the pistol, they'll give it to Edwards right up the middle, big hole, and he ended up running into the referee. And is taken down good enough for a first down inside the 40 down to about the 37. Yeah. The Lions go in hurry up here for some reason.
Yeah, well, but nice credit Taj with an 8-yard pickup there, and that was a nice little run design play.
Well, and the hurry up is going to cost the Raiders a timeout because they were trying to get one of their defenseman linemen out, and the Lions were ready to go, so they knew if they snapped the ball, they'd get penalized, so they called a timeout. 7:33 to go here in the third quarter. It's interesting to see, be up by 21 and start off your first possession of the second half with the hurry-up offense.
Clint does things like that. I mean, he does things that are definitely unconventional and try to think outside the box, and he definitely I don't see all the high school coaches, but I've seen a lot of Lawrence High, and Clint is definitely runs his team like a college program. I mean, he just does it. The practices are like a college program.
Well, what's that old adage about dressing for the position you want?
Yeah, and I think that Clint probably, after experiencing a couple years at high school, is ready to get back to college.
On play action, rolling to the right side, Banks at Bowen. He's going to pull it down.
Wow!
And there's a late flag as he hurdled a man and goes out of bounds. Then a second flag at the very end. So I think there may be 2 separate penalties happening here.
I'm thinking that's, and I don't know what the first flag will be, but the second flag probably has something to do with
like a late hit or something.
Late hit on Banks.
That's what I'm guessing.
But the ball is placed what would be an 11-yard pickup for first down. But let's see here let them sort everything out and figure out what's going on.
So 7:25 to go, third quarter. Now so they talked about the second penalty. Now I believe they're talking about the first penalty. As as the referee will step up and give an indication. I'm not so sure these aren't going to offset, but we'll see. So there are 2 fouls, one on each team. Holding against the Lions is the first one. And then the second one is going to be, I believe, a late hit, personal foul against the Raiders. And so what they do is they assess both penalties. So they bring it back 10 yards for the hold and then push it ahead 15 yards for the personal foul. And the Lions will get a first down well inside the 30, close to the 20. It'll be placed at the 22 for Lawrence High.
And I like the way they do that from our standpoint, because
Sure.
it really shows exactly what they do and how they get to where they're at. So
well, I've never liked the offsetting where one of them is like a little 5-yard rinky-dink penalty and the other one's like a, So on first down, the give up the middle, and it's Edwards, and he will push the pile forward inside the 20 in the red zone at the 17. It's a pickup of, let's say, 5, second down and 5 from there. The Lions continue to go hurry up as they try and get players on and off. They didn't get off the field. Let's see if they flag them for it. The toss.
Oh, my.
Down.
Wow, and
Edwards
he is up.
Edwards
Wow.
goes up, and the guy who hit him is still down. They're going to stop.
Edwards took a massive hit, but and it almost looked helmet to helmet, but the guy who hit him is still on the ground.
Yeah.
And this is a very scary situation because everybody in the booth was gasping for breath. That was a brutal hit. And I'm shocked that Edwards got up so quick, because it was I thought Edwards was going to get the brunt of that, and that's not what ended up happening. It was a huge pickup, but that is absolutely secondary to what's going on in the field right now.
Yeah, they're pulling the players off the field as they attend to the injured player on the near sideline. And the ball is at the 12, just so that you know. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. I'm a little surprised that there isn't some laundry on the field because when they snapped that ball, the Raiders had 13 players on the field.
And this is just a scary, scary situation. There were some Lawrence High training staff out there along with the South training staff, and you just hope that everything good is going to happen with this kid. Don't know who it is, haven't been able to catch a number. It was just a massive collision out there, and now they're bringing out some more medical equipment from the south side.
They have rolled him onto his back, it would seem.
And the coach that it looks like a paramedic coming out onto the field.
And they're bringing the cart out as well.
And, in the whole time I've been doing this here for Lawrence High, we've seen some big hits, but this seems to really be about the most serious that we have seen. We'll see here what's going on. We probably should get to a break and let some time expire as more emergency medical people come out to the field. And it looks like they're making some calls right now. But let's go ahead and take it to break and get you some commercial action, as I know you're probably not exactly excited to see. But we're definitely going to be away from action here at Lawrence High School Stadium. This is from Joel Becker. This is Matt Llewellyn calling to you live from the Hank booth.
All right, so
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Hives? Yes, sir. I want to hear my favorite programs on KLWN, and they're not on. Perhaps you should try the podcast link on their website, sir. KLWN has podcasts on their website. Indeed, sir. Really? Quite? Actually? Indubitably? Without question or cavil, sir. Oh, so? Rah. Oh, rah. Yes, sir. And where would I find this delightful website, you nice hives, you? KLWN.com, sir. KLWN.com? Quite, sir. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you choose, sir. It's up to me. It's up to you, sir. Rah. Oh, rah. The entire company, sir. According to the record with Kim Murphy. Lovely lady. Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright. Rock Chalk Sports Talk. Timeline Radio with Clenice Hill. So knowledgeable. Lawrence Business Magazine with Stephen Herzog. Money, money, money. Just everyone at KLWN.com. Yes, sir. Even Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker. Oh, him. Yes, sir. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. No, sir. Oh, boo.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune into Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn. They are still attending to the injured Shawnee Mission South player. And as you can see, there's emergency equipment on the field as they're working on this. Hopefully most of it is just a precaution. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give you a quick update. 6:51 left to go in the third quarter. It's 21-0 score with the Lions on top. We're going to take another break and then be back with the rest of the third quarter when we come back here on FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN is your home for live and local radio in Lawrence. According to the record with Kim Murphy, takes you to work every morning from 8 to 9. Then it's Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker from 9 to noon. After the herd with Colin Coward, get your KU fix with Rock Chalk Sports Talk with Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright from 3 to 6. Plus live coverage of KU football and basketball, as well as Lawrence High and Free State. Your home for live and local radio in Lawrence. FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it. Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN is your home for live and local radio in Lawrence. According to the Record with Kim Murphy, takes you to work every morning from 8 to 9. Then it's Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker from 9 to noon. After the Herd with Colin Coward, get your KU fix with Rock Chalk Sports Talk with Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright from 3 to 6. Plus live coverage of KU football and basketball, as well as Lawrence High and Free State. Your home for live and local radio in Lawrence. FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. We are still in an injury delay as they continue to attend to the Shawnee Mission South Raider defender who collided with Taj Edwards at the end of a play. And I'm hoping this is mostly for precautionary measures that they are still attending to him. And it looks to me like they've got the ambulance out on the field and they are putting him in a stretcher. And I believe they're spending a lot of time trying to make sure that he is immobilized on that stretcher so that he doesn't move around too much when they try to transport them. It seems to me like that's what they're trying to do more than anything else. And Matt, it's obviously our thoughts and prayers, and we hope everything turns out to be okay here.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's like when that hit was delivered, I was very happy. My initial thought was, oh my God, Taj was a huge hit on Taj, and I was worried, and he jumped right up, and I was very excited he popped up, so I wasn't paying attention, and then all of a sudden I saw the Raider still down on the ground, and I found out that initially what happened is when he got up, he lifted his head, but then he went back down.
Yeah. And the thing about stuff like that, and of course we got, it's easy to forget that these are kids we're talking about. Yeah. And kids especially, when you get that kind of and of course, having played football and so on, but there are other plenty of contact sports. When you get that kind of hit on the head and neck area, that sometimes you can get, it can cause issues. I mean, obviously we're always worried about concussions and things like that, but I've seen stingers like that can and it can be very, very scary for the kid that's involved, because sometimes you're just worried about what's happening, and way better safe than sorry. While we do have a minute, we're in the third quarter, about halfway through, 6:51 to go. Third quarter, Lawrence High on top, 21-0 here over Shawnee Mission South. Some of the other scores around the state or around the Kansas City area anyway. Blue Springs South, Blue Valley, 24-0 over Blue Valley Southwest. Blue Valley North, 2014 over Blue Valley Northwest. Those are both fourth quarter scores. Blue Valley West starting the fourth quarter, 21-19 over St. Thomas Aquinas. Crossover at Free State, Shawnee Mission East did get on the board. There in the fourth quarter there, it's 10-3 last time I checked. See if I get an update on that score there. Latha West 41-0 over Shawnee Mission West. And finally, they are transporting.
Oh, thank God! He put his hand up in the air, and with the thumbs up. That's
And you can hear the reaction from the crowd.
Huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
You're thinking, and they have him strapped down so he can't move. But thank God his hand went up in the air, and that is just a huge relief, because you don't know from up here. We don't know what's going on down there, but that's a huge relief, because everybody in this booth is thinking the worst that could potentially happen, and the scariest situation I've ever seen calling a football game. And these are high school kids, you know. Most of the kids out there on the field today this year is when they're seniors. That's it. They're done playing sports.
Yep.
But and you just hate for something like that to happen in a football game to anybody. But scary moment, and thank goodness that young man looked well.
Well, he gave the glad hands, and his team has come out on the field to show him some support.
Yep.
Taking a kneel on the far side, and Lawrence High, and you heard the Lawrence High crowd also give him a good glad tidings as well. They did get a safety actually over in Free State. 12-3 is the score right now, with Free State on top of Shawnee Mission East with about 3.5 minutes left to go in the game there. Here it's 6:51 to go in the third quarter, 21-0 Lawrence High. We're going to take another break as they will presumably get this ambulance moving, and we'll get back to action when we come back. 21-0 Lawrence High on top. You're listening and maybe even watching Lawrence High football here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. I think this upcoming season is going to be one of the most memorable years in the history of KU football. And I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, as bright as ever with those pearly whites. And we're doing all that winning thanks to my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Not only with the Zoom whitening process I went through last winter, but the twice-a-year checkups with my personal dentist, Dr. Kelly Dummerth, have my smile looking better than ever. So as we're winning games left and right and smiling extra bright, I'm thankful for my friends at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence.
Hives?
Yes, sir.
I want to hear my favorite programs on KLWN, and they're not on. Perhaps you should try the podcast link on their website, sir. KLWN has podcasts on their website. Indeed, sir. Really? Quite? Actually? Indubitably? Without question or cavil, sir? Oh, so? Rah. Oh, rah. Yes, sir. And where would I find this delightful website, you nice hives, you? KLWN.com, sir. KLWN.com? Quite, sir. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime you choose, sir. It's up to me. It's up to you, sir. Rah. Oh, rah. The entire company, sir. According to the record with Kim Murphy. Lovely lady. Sean Kellerman and Daniel Courtwright. Rock Chalk Sports Talk. Timeline Radio with Clenice Hill. So knowledgeable. Lawrence Business Magazine with Stephen Herzog. Money, money, money. Just everyone at KLWN.com. Yes, sir. Even Radio for Grown-Ups with Joel Becker. Oh, him. Yes, sir. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. No, sir. Oh, boo. Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
We are back live here at Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. Lawrence High playing Shawnee Mission South. 21-0 our score here about midway through the third quarter after a rather extended injury delay timeout. And the team's warming up a little bit and trying to get ready to go back to the game. It has cast rather a somber pale over this game, though, Matt.
No question about it.
Yeah, the Lions have the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 or at the 12-yard line after the Taj Edwards run that ended in a collision that led to this injury. Did we ever identify the injured player? I never was able to.
No, we as far as I know, we never did. I and the Lawrence High coaches didn't know, and I didn't ask them. I probably should just jump right over to the Shawnee Mission South guys and find out from them. So I'll do that here in a second, and we'll get right back.
All right. In the meantime, they are, like I said, doing a little bit of warming up right now because, as I said, that was a rather extended delay, and they were in the middle of the third quarter, and so you don't want to just throw them right back out there into full football mode. So the Lions had a chance to do a little jogging down to the far end zone just to kind of get the heart rate up a little bit and get the fluids moving and so on. But now it's the Shawnee Mission South side that's doing a little calisthenics to kind of get moving. It's a tough situation because again it's really easy to sort of forget that we are talking about teenagers here, high school kids, and it's a combination of both physical and emotional issues that they would have to go through in this situation, especially if you're a Shawnee Mission South Raider and one of your teammates has gone down and you've seen them get carted off on an ambulance. Now the good news is, again, I think, and I don't really want to do too much in the way of speculating here, but I was actually happy to see that the ambulance didn't tear out of here. It just kind of went away. So I think it was mostly more precautionary than anything else.
Right, and that's what you think. And they don't want to release the name of the player yet, although I did find out that the parents have been in contact with him, and he was able to call his parents and talk to his parents. And so that's, you just worry for the kid and the kid's family and everyone to know that he's in good hands. Our Lawrence Fire and Medical are great people. They're going to take great care of him. Imagine he'll be going to LMH, but hopefully just all for precaution. And now we're back to game action.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, and the Lions trying to extend their lead 21-0. Empty backfield for Bowen. Back to throw. He'll throw near side, and it is incomplete.
In and out of the
hands.
Yeah. Colton Curry, believe, right? Is that correct?
I think so. Or no, that was Jackson Becker.
Oh, it was Jackson Becker.
Yeah.
So that's a little interesting.
Yeah.
Becker would normally catch that kind of a ball right to him, but that was a hard-hit ball.
And they give it to Edwards, and he cuts up the middle, lost
Ball's
the football.
out.
And let's see who comes up with it. Shawnee Mission South says it's theirs. And the officials, they agree. So Edwards coughs up the football inside the red zone. In fact, even inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 9. While you were trying to find out information, I was talking about how, it's a difficult situation. These are teenagers, high school kids, and if you're a Shawnee Mission South Raider, you've just seen one of your teammates cart off. It's not just physical, it's emotional that you're having to deal with, and there's no doubt that a lot of them probably are dealing with heightened emotions right now.
No question about it. And you almost think, though, you think from the Shawnee Mission South side after seeing something like that, they're playing it for that kid.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1st and 10 from their own 8, let's say, as Carter Cox back out with a pistol formation and trips on the left side. And it's a bad snap. It is on the ground, and I believe it was that Washington was able to fall on it, but right around the 1-yard line. And so that'll be a loss of about 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd down from their own 2. So, wow. Both teams having problems with putting the ball on the floor.
Well, concentration can certainly be lacking now. I mean, there's no question here out these first few plays of this. And then 2nd down and very long for the Raiders.
Shotgun from inside the end zone as they give it to Washington.
And that's
going to
be a safety.
And it is a safety. Safety for the Lawrence High Lions. 23-0, and they'll get the ball back. It's interesting that both Lawrence teams now have gotten safeties in their opening game of the year.
How about, very, very interesting. Cool. So Free State didn't one-up us yet in any way. But that was wild. And that was like a kind of full house, just moved forward, surrounded that ball, and didn't let that ball go anywhere. And that tackle was made halfway in the end zone. It was just a massive show of force by the Lions.
That'll be a free kick from the 20-yard line, I believe. And, that's a big turnaround. The Lions were obviously driving down, cough up the football inside the red zone, in fact, inside the 10-yard line. But then a couple of big plays later, their defense hands them 2 points and the ball. So it's looks like they kick it off from the 40 anyway, even though it's a safety situation. And now they're pushing them back. I was going to say I didn't think that's where you kick it from, but so they do indeed bring it back to the 20-yard line. A lot of teams like to punt, on these free kicks because it's a free kick after.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know. You're not. It doesn't mean you can't kick it off a tee if you don't want to.
Well, I mean, they have their kicker appears to be a stud, and I don't know that their punter is quite as good as their kicker. So you would think that they would take advantage of the kicking situation.
Yeah. Although the problem is when you're kicking from your own 20, you don't always want to do that. It sometimes is better to just kick it high and short as opposed to because you throw a big long kick in. You're still going to get the ball at the 25, 30-yard line and then get a return out of it. So we'll see what they do. They did tee it up, though, at the 20-yard line. And we'll see. He does kick it deep. And it's going to come down. Oh, it bounces, but it's picked up at the 21-yard line, coming right side, 35-40. hit and tackle. A good open field tackle there to save a much better return, as that was Ethan Curry on the return, the sophomore. About 20-yard return, and the Lions will have a 1st and 10 from their own 42 with 5:40 left to go, third quarter, and already leading 23-0. So we'll see what kind of offense continues here for the Lions as they go empty backfield with Bowen. Trips on the left and Twins on the right. Man in motion is Edwards. They fake to him. Back to throw. Plenty of time. Bowen over the middle, and it is caught and hit and tackled around the 40-yard line, and that's Gabe Wingert with the catch and the first down for the Lions. Nice little pitch and catch, and boy, did Banks Bowen have all day to throw that one.
He did have all day, and Gabe Wingert was wide open.
Still going with a bit of a modified hurry up here. Twins on either side. Back to throw Bowen. Boy, he had Edwards. Decided to try and keep it. Throws downfield, and boy, he had Becker and also in the general vicinity Josh Galbraith, but couldn't find either one of them.
No,
I was a little surprised he just didn't go to Edwards there.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a long throw, but he had nobody in front of him.
Right. I mean, it could, or a keeper. I mean, there were a lot of things that were available to him in that situation.
Split backs here with the shotgun formation. And this will be a give up the middle, and Edwards breaks the tackle. Wow. And he gets inside the 30 down to about the 29. It'll be good for a first down. That was a pickup of 11. And another player slow to get up for the Raiders. It looks like he's okay.
You're thinking he's just a hair away from breaking it. You've seen that here on a couple of long runs by Taj.
Yeah,
11
really
yards
was
on that pickup.
So 1st and 10 from the 29 for the Lions. There you go with the split backs again on either side of Bowen. And it's going to be a keeper on the option. Looks like Bowen will keep it and will go out of bounds.
Hey,
he hasn't pitched once on one of those option plays, by the way.
I thought he did once, but right. He was making a decision for 20 strides. I mean, usually you see a pretty quick decision on a pitch, but boy, not Banks on that. He took his time with that one.
Yeah, those options actually need a little work. It was good for 3 yards, though.
Yeah.
2nd down and 7. Split backs again. You've got Twins on the right, one man on the left. Back to throw is Bowen. Again with time. He'll throw over the middle. He's got a man down the middle, and
caught.
It is
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions. Right down the middle of the field.
Oh, flag in the backfield.
Is this one going to come back? I believe that was Wingert on the catch.
That's kind of what I was thinking,
and it is a hold. So this is the second time in this game that the Lions have had some points taken off the board. Now, they got the last time this happened, they got those points back in the same drive.
But what would have been a 25-yard touchdown is off the board again because of a hold. So Wingert, that would have put him, I believe, over 100 yards for the game. Gabe's had a really nice little game with actually just 3 catches, by the way.
So it'll be 2nd and about 20. Bowen from the shotgun. Edwards, it's a fake, and back to throw. Again, throw down the middle and in toward the end zone, and incomplete.
Jackson Becker was right there, and
the defender actually touched it first.
And it was a beautifully defended pass. I mean, right.
But Jackson still almost managed to come down with it anyway.
Just kind of a crazy little play there.
It really was. So it'll be 3rd down and a ton. They may be in 4-down territory where the ball is, though. We'll see if they go for half of it here or go for all of it. As Bowen trying to set things up as they go with Twins on either side. And Edwards in the backfield from the shotgun. Bowen. They come after him. He backs up, trying to get around one man. Now he's hit. Oh, bounces off of it. Still with the ball. He gets rid of it, throwing it downfield toward the end zone, and
what
it is. Does it caught? Touchdown!
Oh my God!
Touchdown for the Lions, and it was Wingert who came down with it. There were two guys in the general vicinity, and Wingert comes away with it and ends up finishing off his touchdown after all.
The most incredible, improbable touchdown you've ever seen in your entire life in any kind of game. There's no way that Banks Bowen got up from what he got up. He was down on the field at the 45-yard line, and literally, there's no way he gets up from that. He gets up, gets away, and you're thinking, no, just hold it and kind of go down without losing a million. And he doesn't. He throws a prayer, and Wingert comes down with a touchdown. He throws it 45, 50 yards in the air, and Wingert comes down with it.
Richardson's extra point is good.
Wow.
So 3:16 left to go, third quarter. It's 30-0 now for the Lawrence High Chesty Lions as Banks Bowen throws up a prayer and it gets answered. Back with the kickoff after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. 30-0. Lions on top of the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. And the opening game of the 2024 season, the kickoff down at about the 3-yard line, coming up the middle of the field. Oh, with some good running room. This could go all the way as he comes down the 40 to the 35-30. One man to beat. He gets the block, and he's caught from behind, hit and tackled at the 15-yard line. And then about two flags come flying at the end. Perhaps unsportsmanlike conduct, we'll see. But a huge kickoff return by the Raiders to answer the touchdown from the Lions. By the way, in the interest of full disclosure, we believe that officially it's going to be Jalen Parks who got credit. There were two Lions that were both over there, and it was Wingert and Parks, and they are crediting Parks with that catch as opposed to Wingert officially, although I thought it was Wingert. You can look at your video and find out. It's actually it's a late hit, not a unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's against the Lions, so that's going to be half the distance to the goal, and it'll be a first and goal for the Raiders. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Lions on top 30-0, but the defense would like to keep it that way if they can. They've got their work cut out for them here.
They've got big work cut out for them, and the Raiders, again, they've been able to do some things tonight. They just have not been able to get in the end zone. So they've definitely gained. I mean, I'm guessing it's around 150 yards is my guess.
Yeah, it's been, a lot of the first half was bend but not break type situations as Cox from the shotgun on first and goal. Kind of bobbled the snap. He's getting hit and tackled in the backfield. Once again, it was Galbraith shooting back there. And the shoestring tackle to go along with it. Way back at the 20-yard line, it'll be second and goal from the 20 for the Raiders.
And that absolutely makes things a little bit more manageable now for the Lions as they have brought them way back to the 20-yard line on just a spectacular play where Galbraith just would not give up. He was chasing the quarterback and would not let him get away, and finally brought him down at the 20-yard line.
So they got 3 plays to get 20 yards here. Twins on either side, pistol formation. Washington in the backfield. And back to throw is Cox, getting rushed again. He rolls out to the right side throwing, and it is almost intercepted.
Yeah.
Incomplete. And, boy, I tell you what, the defender, which was Ethan Curry over there, might have had the best chance to catch that one.
Absolutely. I mean, that was thrown into big-time double coverage, and Ethan is probably
I think we got a flag to go along with it as well. There is a flag in the backfield. I think it's going to be a hold. The question is, do they want to take it? They do. So it's going to take it back to the 30-yard line. It'll still be second down and goal, but it's second and goal from the 30. So, yeah, like you said, interesting from Coach Bowen. You have to decide right there whether or not, you want to push him further back or give him an extra down. But the way things are going and the way they've been able to get to Carter Cox, I can't say that I'm too surprised about it. Putting him in this obvious passing type situation. Let's see if they try a run here or not. Man in motion. Back to throw again, Cox. And again, they shoot up the middle. He'll throw. He's got a man. And incomplete. Boy. Right in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And that was, let's see, I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's name. It's Guajardo, I believe. Gabe, Guajardo. Guajardo. And, boy, that hit him right in the hands, and he couldn't come up with that. Was 6 points.
It was no question that would have been a touchdown and really should have been. Gabe would like to have that ball back.
Impressive throw by Carter Cox on the run because he put that right off his hands.
And he had a lot of pressure on him. I mean, there was
third and goal. Twins on either side. Pistol formation. Washington behind Cox. Ball on the 30-yard line. Cox takes the snap. It's a low one. He pulls up. He's getting a hard rush. He throws on the far side. It is caught, but way short, about the 24 down to the 21 on the catch. And that was Guajardo again. So they gave him another chance, and he made the catch that time. But it's fourth and goal from the 21. Clock stopped with 1:51 left to go, third quarter. And the Lions enjoying the 30-0 lead. I don't know, the guy with the leg that this guy has, would you actually even consider just getting yourself on the board with a field goal attempt if you could have?
I mean,
they're not doing it, but I'm just curious. Cox back to throw on fourth down and goal. There's a flag down. He tosses it on the far side for Washington to the 10, to the 5, and he's short. And a late flag comes in, a second one, and now a third one comes in.
There are going to be three different calls for sure. And to answer your question, Lindenwood did the other night against KU. They didn't want the shutout, so they got the 3. And so who knows?
They decided not to in this case.
Which it might end up being a good decision. We're going to find out here.
I have
a
feeling this one's all going to be eventually a wash, and they probably are going to offset because I don't think there's 3 separate penalties. One of them definitely happened during the play, and it's probably a hold. And then there was either a late hit or something that happened at the end of the play, and then something else that happened way away from the play.
Yeah.
Then those last two were probably post-play.
Yeah, the last two, one on this side and one on the far side. Completely different, unaffiliated for sure.
Yeah, opposite sides of the field. So you got 4 officials over there having a nice little huddle, trying to figure out what's going on. Clock stopped with 1:40 left to go in the third quarter. So the referee comes out. Let's see what he indicates. So multiple fouls. There's an illegal man downfield. There's also a hold. And then there was the late hit. So all penalties will offset, and they should replay the 4th and goal back from the 21. So the first one was was the hold. The first one that was in the
receiver downfield.
No. The first flag that came was for the hold down the middle.
Okay.
Then that flag that came from the near sideline, that was for the illegal man downfield. The one that happened kind of late, and then the final one that was right where the end of the play was a late hit.
So it would all be done.
So if it weren't for the late hit,
right,
then it would have been a turnover on downs, as it turned out. But instead, they're going to be able to run the play over, 4th and goal from the 21. With $1:40 left to go here in the third quarter. And the Lions enjoying a 30-0 lead in a game that is taking forever. It's 9:30.
Well, and the crazy thing is this game was actually going really, really quick until 2 minutes before the halftime, and then it just went at a snail's pace.
Well, that's what happens when both teams get 6 timeouts in a...
Exactly.
I don't know what the story with all that. I mean, even right now, there was penalties, but he already mentioned the penalties. Why is there, a huddle going on the far side? Why haven't they, got this game going again? I don't know. They haven't started the 25-second clock or anything.
Right.
So
crazy.
I guess the officials don't have dates tonight or anything.
Nothing going on.
Nowhere to go. They don't mind the game taking a little while. All right, so the Raiders come back on the field. There was probably a little explanation going on between the coaching staff and the officiating staff about what all's going on with this. So 4th down and goal, ball's on the 21-yard line. Got Trips on the right, Twins on the left, empty backfield. They've been getting to Cox. They'll see if they come after him. They do right up the middle, and they will sack him way back at the 31-yard line. For a change, it wasn't Galbraith. Although it did involve 8s, as I believe.
Well, the entire line just had a huge push, every one of them. And then as if he wasn't involved enough, Ethan Curry in there as well. Ethan, what a huge impact on offense and defense tonight. I mean, it's really been our big players have come up big tonight in all aspects of the game.
So when all was said and done, after that kickoff return that got them down to the 7-yard line, they were unable to score and turnover on downs on the 31-yard line. Bowen's still in the game, throws over the middle, and it goes right through the hands of Wyatt Hendricks. That was the first time he was targeted as the tight end, and maybe we know why now.
No, you know why? He's a great catcher. I mean, he
not on that one.
Not on that one, no. But, whatever.
So, ball's on the 31-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped with 1:23 to go in the third quarter. Lions on top 30-0. Take a look over at the sideline, try and figure out what the play is going to be. It'll be empty backfield, Trips on the left and Twins on the right. Bowen by himself takes the snap, quick throw on the far side. It is caught, and a nice move to get away from tacklers in a first down. Was that Becker on the catch? Yes.
No, it was. Becker was on this side of the field.
No, it was. Trying to tell if I think that was Turner.
I think it was Turner Julesgaard. So nice way to get Turner into the game. Nice pickup there.
So on first down, throws over the middle, and did he make the catch? Yeah, they say he did. As going down was Adric Webb. And he makes the catch. It was only gain about maybe 5, but it'll be 2nd down from there. Lions continue to go hurry up here despite leading 30-0. Back to throw is Bowen. Has time. Now he rolls to his right side. He's looking. He's going to throw one downfield. Wide open, and it's Jackson Becker. Did he come down with it? No.
No, he caught it. Not. He caught it. He got tripped up. The defender hit him right in the numbers and popped that ball out.
Yeah, as he landed, it was basically when the ball came out. He just couldn't complete the catch. Had it in his hands. And boy, he was like wide open when the ball was let go. But give the defender credit for closing the gap.
Absolutely. Give him all the credit because Jackson Becker normally catches that ball.
3rd down and let's say 5. Pistol formation, Twins on either side. Bowen throwing near side. It's caught. Nice little move, stutter step, and a good first down inside the 40 down to about the 36. And that was Jalen Parks who made the catch. And it was a nice little move after he made that catch to get himself a first down. Quickly moving. Bowen near side again. Parks with the catch coming down the near sideline. Stayed in bounds apparently down to the 25. It'll move the chains again. 1st and 10 for the Lions. And do we get a timeout this time? I believe we did, but was it probably? Oh, it's the end of the quarter. Wondering why everybody was not playing anymore. 3rd quarter finally comes to a close. It only took an hour and a half or whatever it was for this 3rd quarter of play. 12 minutes of football left to go here from Lawrence High School. And it's the Chesty Lions on top 30-0 over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. 4th quarter on the other side here on FM 101.7, 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to Pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. It is opening day in the 2024 Acacia Class 6 campaign, which, as we were talking about on Thursday, goes through the east side for the Lions for a change. Don't have to go through Derby this year. As we move into the 4th quarter, and we get a timeout to start the 4th quarter. We did. The Raiders called timeout. Wow, that's something you don't see every day, is it? So they have 1 timeout left. Lions have all 3 of theirs. 30-0 our score. I know that my partner Matt Llewellyn has been busily trying to do math, trying to figure out who's having the big day today other than Banks Bowen. Well,
and, the thing of it is they've really done a great job putting it into the hands of different receivers, and all of the receivers have really done a great job in bringing it down, other than Becker's had a couple misses. Wyatt and Wyatt Hendricks has had a miss. But they've all done well. The shocker to me is the consistency of Taj Edwards. I mean, he has really, really done well. I knew he'd do good, but just a really consistent game for him. Picked up the yards when needed, and been just a solid campaign today for Taj Edwards. But the guy's getting a lot of contribution on offense and defense. Those guys have really. Ethan Curry's really impressed me on both sides of the ball tonight.
This is interesting. A stacked up formation on the right side, and they give it toward Galbraith, but he dropped it. They were trying to go with the wide receiver screen, and I tell you what, it's probably just as well that he dropped it, because the Raider defense had actually sniffed that out pretty well, as Jamon Carpenter was over there to break the play up had he actually come away with the catch. 2nd down and 10. Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Lions on top 30-0. Edwards will come in as Wingard comes out. Play clock down to 7 seconds. In the shotgun, twins on either side, man in motion. It's incomplete. Well, I don't know. They're calling this a fumble, I believe. No, now they are calling it incomplete. I thought for sure they were going to call that an incomplete pass, because it was. He clearly threw it forward. Now, he was trying to throw it to a player, but again, if you throw it forward and it doesn't get caught, that's an incomplete pass.
Right.
And so that's what they called it. Unfortunately, not the best play in the world for the Lions. It'll set up a 3rd and 10.
And had it not been bobbled, don't know who to blame on that, or if you want to blame anybody. It was just bobbled, did not make a good connection, and ended up being a misplay. 3rd down and 10.
Empty backfield, Bowen back to throw. He pumps. Now he's going to step up. He cuts the outside, goes for the first down marker, gets it. Goes out of bounds inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions inside the red zone, as Banks just pulls the ball down and calls his own number.
And very effective in doing so that time, as he picks up the first down, needed 10, got 12.
So Edwards in the backfield with him this time, with Twins on the right side and H back to the right as well. And they play action, back to throw, and throw it over the middle toward the end zone, incomplete.
Had 2 men open, 3 men open in the end zone, just not able to connect to any of the
Didn't really
three.
throw it to any of them.
Right.
Now, luckily, he didn't throw it to a white jersey either.
But they were all in tight. I mean, he had to think that one of them was going to make a different move in a different direction, but as it turned out, 2nd down 10. Incomplete pass.
Back to throw again, Bowen with time now throwing. He's got a man. It is caught to the 5 toward the end zone. Touchdown. And this is Wingert this time. They're not going to give it away from him this time, as Gabe made the catch and waltzed in the end zone, was hit right as he got to the goal line. And
15-yard touchdown for Wingert.
So good for Gabe. Just underway, 4th quarter, and it's 36-0 with the extra point still pending. Noah Richardson out there. Out of the Banks Bowen hold. Good snap. He puts it down now. Not a good kick, though. And no good. So the score will remain 36-0. 11:03 left to go in regulation time. We'll take a break and come back with a kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
We are back at Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Opening night of the 2024 season as the Lawrence High Chesty Lions eventually all over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders 36-0. This is going to be one of those games, though, where the final score doesn't, belies the tightness of the game for a good portion of it anyway.
Right, and we debated whether or not there's going to start the running clock here in a second. If there is,
we'll find out.
Yeah, and we might get to see some other Chesty Lions get a chance here.
So. And I would also think you might see a few more running plays as well.
Yeah.
As the kick is this time squibbed down the middle, is picked up at about the 29-yard line. Big tackle.
Oh, boy.
As on special teams, I believe that was Pietro Neronha.
That's right. Pietro made a pretty nice little hit there.
So down at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. I'll be kind of curious to see what kind of what they do. They were throwing for a good portion of the second half, which is not their bread and butter. And I don't know if they might not want to come out and just start trying to run the clock out at this point, trailing 36-0. We'll see as Carter Cox comes out. Shotgun formation, Twins on the left. Washington in the backfield. Man in motion, and it's a low snap. They do toss it to West. Not much running room for him. Right. End around goes to, technically it was a forward pass, but no gain on the play.
Our defenders are still our starters are out there.
Yeah, and they still seem to be pretty fired up. The thing about this being the first game of the year is, obviously they're in a position right now where they've got the game pretty well controlled, but a lot of this is, I'm sure, one of those things where Coach Bowen wants to, work on stuff in a game situation.
No question about that at all.
So it's always tough when you are winning a game by a relatively lopsided score as we get whistles. And again, the Raiders are going to call timeout as the play clock was starting to go down. But, so again, because there's always a tough situation when you are in, on the good side of a lopsided score. The tradition is you don't want to run the score up on another team, and you're trying to be sportsmanlike. But at the same time, you have a whole season to play here, and you're going off to Junction City next week, and so on and so forth. You need to get your first teamers some reps that they might not. I mean, it's always nice to get the 2s and 3s some reps as well. But this early in the season, sometimes it's like, well, there are all sorts of things we haven't done yet in game situations. Let's try and do them now.
And you might think that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of thinking, but at this point, the game is in hand.
Yeah.
I would say get your starters, especially your skill players, get them some rest. And Banks' helmet is off. I don't know what that means.
I would say that, up until now they've been going the other way, but I think you're probably right. As Washington gets hit in the backfield and taken down.
Tackle for loss on Galbraith.
Galbraith again.
Of course.
Yep. Loss of about 5 down to the 26-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd down and 15 from there. Under 10 minutes to go in regulation time. No idea whether or not the clock's running because it is running anyway. So far, there hasn't been a reason for it to stop.
I have not seen anything, no.
But, I mean, even if it weren't a running clock, it would have been running in this situation so far. We'll see what happens if they throw an incomplete pass or something. 3rd down and 15. They come out in the pistol. Twins on either side. Washington behind Cox. He'll take the snap. A bit of a low snap. Throws on the far side. It is caught, but hit and tackled immediately on the catch by Drake DeBoune. He was able to pick up 4 yards on the play, but it's 4th down. And they do bring the punting unit back in. And again, the clock continues to run, but it'd be running anyway. I'm actually a little surprised they don't use him more as tall. That guy's a 6'6" tight end.
Yeah.
And he looks it. I mean, he is really tall. They have a couple of really tall receivers on this team on the South Raiders. But like I said, their bread and butter is clearly their running game. Just when you're trailing 36-0, it's hard to do much with that. Still trying to get enough players out there for this potential punt. Play clock down at 10. So the punter will back up, take the punt, gets it away. The Lions actually did kind of come out after him a little bit. The punt will go out of bounds inside the 40 and right about the, let's see where they put it down. 42 is where they're going to mark that out of bounds. So the clock is stopped at 7:59, so apparently they do have a stop clock still going on here. 7:59 to go regulation time. And Banks Bowen did come back out, so it's still the ones in there. So Bowen and Edwards. So we'll see whether or not they move toward a more conservative approach, and they do hand it to Edwards, trying to go up the middle. He's hit and tackled at about the 43. So pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. Clock running under 7:50 to go. Lions on top 36-0. And in no particular hurry for a change, as the play clock's still at 20. We'll see if they let it roll down a lot longer. Man in motion. They snapped it with about 12 seconds to go. Throws over the middle. It is caught.
Wow.
And talk about your big targets, by the way. As that was Wyatt Hendricks again. And he makes the catch this time. And they still are going hurry up as they give it to Edwards, and he has nowhere to go. Tackled for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Under 7 minutes left to go in regulation time. So Becker's in the slot on the right side. They've got twins on either side. And a low snap, and we get what's going to be a false start. Bowen was able to eventually field it, but I think the center may have double clutched on that one, which led to the false start. So that'll be 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 15 with the ball moved back to near midfield, 49-yard line of the Raiders. 6.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 36-0 for the Lions. Got twins on the left, one man on the right, and it is play action back to throw. Bowen, he will throw down the far sideline, and it is caught. Wow! A great diving catch again. Jackson Becker are at about the 10-yard line, 1st and 10, or 1st and goal for the Lions right there.
And that is the connection.
It was not bad coverage either.
No, good coverage, right on him.
They snap it quickly. Edwards breaks the tackle, gets in the 5, and knocked down about the 3. Couple of Raiders slow in getting up, and they're going to stop play to attend to the injuries. With 5:43 left to go, Lions once again on the doorstep, leading at 36-0. But now you have another chance to talk a little bit about that catch from Jackson Becker.
But wow, what another great catch by Jackson Becker. I mean, he's missed on a couple of balls that maybe he'd like to have back, but boy, has he scored on a couple big ones tonight.
Is he above 100 yards?
No, because I believe he's only had 2. Well, that one might have put him over.
I was just going to say because he only. I want to say he's at about 3 or 4 catches, but 2 of them were really long, so he may be pretty close. I'm not sure.
Well, it depends on what they officially called that one.
Yeah. So the Raiders players were attended to. Ball's on the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal for the Lions from there.
Would you call that was that a 40-yarder, his catch right there?
Yeah, it was actually from the 49 to the 10, so it was technically 39 yards.
Okay, so then he according to me, what I have, he should be at 92 right now.
Okay, so pretty close. All right, 2nd down and goal. From the shotgun, Bowen. He'll roll to the right side, being chased. He throws into the end zone and caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions. Adric Webb from 4 yards out, and it is 42-0 with the extra point to come, and they are apparently rolling the clock as we've gotten to that the magic 40 points.
And Adric was a guy that Clint wanted me to keep an eye on because he thought that Adric was getting a lot of stuff tonight, and really hasn't been targeted that much. But boy, that was a big one for 4-yard TD for Adric.
The extra point up and good from Noah Richardson. So the clock running with 5 minutes left to go with the mercy rule in effect. 43-0 our score. Kickoff coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320. KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn I'd like to thank our producer, David Ward, who I believe has chosen to play his own commercial every chance he gets. That was his voice there on that Rainbow Restoration commercial. David
nice
Ward.
work, David. Appreciate you.
I think he just chooses to play it as much as he can. Kickoff will be a line drive down the middle, fielded about the 15-yard line, right up the middle of the field. One thing that the Lions probably are going to need to work on a little bit in this week, as far as Coach Bowen is concerned, is their kickoff coverage, because they have given up a few yards trying to cover kickoffs today. So trying to make a quick look. It is now a final across town at Lawrence Free State, as Free State, the Firebirds beat the Lancers from Shawnee Mission East 12-3 was the final in that one. Gardner Edgerton eventually did blow out Shawnee Mission North, by the way, 49-21. That game's not over, but it's not much of a contest anymore. But it was tied at halftime. That was actually pretty impressive. Here it's 43-0. Clock running with less than 3 minutes left to go, with the mercy rule clock running in effect. Pistol formation. And we got a timeout called by the Lions because they didn't have the right number of players on the field. So, well, that's the only clock stoppage we're going to get with the Lions calling timeout. Well, we do have a minute. Or 10 seconds anyway. Let's go ahead and pause for station identifications as we're coming up on the 10 o'clock hour here on Lawrence High Football on KLWN.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
You know, you wouldn't figure in a game that you're 43-0 in that it would get to 10 o'clock. But this
is
one
it? Oh, my goodness, it is. Okay, how about that?
It'll be 10 o'clock in 3.5 minutes.
Well, and, you know, as solid as Taj Edwards has been tonight, I don't have him over 80 yards. 77 is what I have him at.
That sounds about right. Give up the middle, and this is Washington, who has had a pretty decent day. Like I said, Raiders, obviously, their bread and butter is running. And so, Marquand Washington gained about 9 on the play. Clock running with 2.5 minutes left to go. I do imagine that we're probably seeing at least a few players here and there that might be designated as 2s as opposed to 1s. Pistol formation, and they bounced this snap and was fielded by Cox, but he couldn't do anything with it. By the time he fielded it, the handoff wasn't available, and he gets tackled for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 11, clock under 2 minutes left to go. KU plays tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
In Illinois.
That will be exciting. I don't know that I'll get to see Cole Mondi play. Although he did get in a couple games, a couple plays.
Against Lindenwood?
Against Lindenwood, so I was very excited to see that.
Pistol formation trips on the left for the Raiders. On 3rd down and 1, back to throw. Cox throws over the middle. It's a screen play, and it's a lot of running room for Washington.
Ooh.
And he
Ball's
lost,
out.
Yeah, lost
maybe.
the football at the end. I thought he was down. And
he might have been down.
Yeah, that's what they're calling. Yeah, they're going to call him down by contact. They're going to talk it over, but clearly it's funny because the defense has run off the field. But are they giving it to the Lions? I don't know. They're still talking about it. The funny thing is while they talk about it, the clock is running. Now, I think the Lions are trying to call a timeout. So they did call a timeout with 51 seconds left to go, and they are calling this a fumble. I thought for sure he was down. But they did officially call it a fumble. So okay. The funny thing is that they could have probably easily let this clock expire, but it looks like they're trying to get at least one snap in for someone other than Banks Bowen.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Because it was the Lions who called timeout. 51 seconds left. So, snap and a handoff, and not very much going on there.
But did you look and see who that was?
So Colton Curry took the snap.
But Evan Murray.
And Evan Murray got
the 23rd Street Brewery man of the match because he wears number 23, had -1 yards on that pickup.
Curry will throw, and it's a complete catch to Turner Jules guard. And we're down under 20 seconds at this point.
And for Turner, Turner has been Turner will probably be a huge impact player for JV. Turner just a junior, and you love to see him get some playing time because he's just a tremendous athlete.
They're not going to snap it again. That's going to do it.
No, that'll do it.
And this game goes final 43-0. The final score. A pretty good start for the Lions here against Shawnee Mission South at home.
It really was. I mean, nothing to complain about. The first thing that comes to mind, that's going to come to mind about this game was the injured Raider that got carted off and then we assume he got taken to a hospital in an ambulance, and so that's a big thing that you're hoping the best for that young man and his family, and hopefully he is just fine. But Lions come up with a huge victory, 43-0 over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders.
All righty, we are going to take a quick break, have a short post-game show, and then wrap things up here from Lawrence High School. 43-0, the win for the Chesty Lions over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. Back after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney Turkey Stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. The Chesty Lions winning their opener for the 2024 season against Shawnee Mission South, 43-0, the final score. And the next time you got Brian out there doing a 23rd Street Brewery, in addition to the Haney Stack, I want him to talk about the Joel Stromboli.
Okay. You can text him that, and I'm sure he will help you out.
Hey, come on.
Okay. The Stromboli's a great thing.
It's a beautiful sandwich. All righty, so let's wrap things up for today. If we can get Matt to actually participate in this part of the broadcast. But 43-0, the team was it was a bit of a slow start for the Lions today. During this game, it took them a few minutes, of game time to really get their offense going. But when all was said and done, they basically were in control pretty much start to finish.
They really were. But again, like I said at halftime, it didn't seem like a 21-0 game. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't as much of a blowout as the score would indicate.
And certainly not things kind of did come unraveled in that second half a little bit, and in the final score 43-0, obviously they just weren't able to get anything going. And then when their player went down, they had a really nice couple plays, but then it just turned kind of upside down for South, right? And they probably, presumably so, had other things on their mind. But man, hats go off to these kids, because this is not that bad of a team. They're just not. I mean, there's nothing that screamed, oh my God, these guys are overmatched here. It's just Lawrence High is really, really good. And man, just a great defensive line. The offensive line gave Banks all kinds of time to figure things out and do what he wants. But you know what, Joel? The most effective things for Lawrence High on offense tonight were the bang-bang plays.
Yep.
However, saying that, the plays that screwed up, that got kind of bobbled and messed up in some kind of a way, ended up being huge plays. I mean, there were 2 plays that you thought were going to go for huge losses, and because of the creativity of Banks Bowen, it was just absolutely amazing. And so
who's your player of the game?
I got to go Banks Bowen.
The only other guy that you could possibly have put in that same conversation would be Galbraith.
And Galbraith, the crazy thing is, I was looking at Galbraith. Did he make 1 catch?
I do know. I remember calling his number out.
Because he was targeted several times.
And I'm pretty sure he did.
And I don't have him down for any catches at all, but for some reason I thought he did, even though I didn't have him down for one.
But you can definitely call him the defensive player of the game.
Oh, no question. But the defensive line, and I love, like I said, when I was calling his name at the beginning, love the fact that I'm calling Larney Finney. Now, Larney's a senior, but, man, he was involved in a lot of defensive stops. He was in the backfield a lot. Devin Foster, amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, and this young man, when he was a sophomore, I was thinking, all right, the big boys better start looking at this kid because he's just a sophomore. And, man, his junior campaign has started off very, very well. But, yes, I'd go defensively, absolutely Galbraith, but you got to give the player of the game to Banks Bowen, if not because of the efficiency and everything he did and getting it to a lot of different people. But, man, he had a couple plays that were just absolutely world class. World class. I mean, this could easily be highlight. I mean, his play where he made an incredible play and he was down on the field. He had 4 guys on him would have been a huge loss, and he ended up coming back and making that play for. Did that play end up being a touchdown, or was it just a huge 40-yard reception? I don't even remember, and I don't remember if it was Becker who ended up catching the ball. But Becker also, had Becker not dropped a couple balls, we might be talking about Becker for being player of the game.
And Banks did actually miss a couple of guys, too, on some of those downfield deep balls. By the way,
it wasn't perfect. There is absolutely not a perfect game played by Lawrence High.
It's the first game of the year.
It's the first game of the year, but, man, you can see, and actually I don't know if the rankings have come out. We'll probably see that. That'll start happening this week. But
speaking of which, by the way, Mill Valley just squeaked by Olathe South. 42-35 was the final in that game, and it was 35-all late in the fourth.
You know, the Olathe schools are going to have some pretty quality stuff going on.
Yep.
Not to mention Blue Valley. I'm kind of interested to see what the Blue Valley teams do. They've got a bunch of D1 players over there.
How about this? Shawnee Mission Northwest beats Olathe North 28-14. That's a final.
That's East, a shocker.
Yeah, Olathe East beats Olathe Northwest 13-10. Olathe West all over Shawnee Mission West 54-6.
That's not that does not surprise me at all.
No. Ottawa 21-14 over Atchison, and some of these other scores from around the Kansas area that are of note to Lawrence High fans. Of course, across the city, Free State does beat up on Shawnee Mission East, although 12-3. It took them a while to get going. That was a 3-3, halftime, but they did come on in the second half. Got a touchdown and a safety. Shawnee Mission North loses to Gardner Edgerton eventually 49-21, although that game was a lot closer for a lot longer than I imagine Gardner Edgerton would have liked. And, of course, here it's 43-0, the final Lawrence High over Shawnee Mission South. Next week we are in Junction City. What are you looking at for that other than a 2-hour drive back and forth?
I'm excited. Can't wait till next Friday. Can't wait till Thursday. Okay.
Thursday. Short week.
That's okay, man. I'm ready to roll. Let's go do it. I'm ready to lace them up already. Not that I do any lacing. But, man, I'm just excited. It's football season. Excited now. We're knee deep in it. It's an amazing time of year. And KU tomorrow. Then we've got all day football on Sunday.
There you go. All right. Well, we want to thank our producer, David Ward, and our cameraman, Jeffrey Clark. Again, the final here tonight, it was 43-0. The Chesty Lions winning their opener of the season over the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. For Matt Llewellyn, Joel Becker here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Thanks for listening.
Sigler Pharmacy believes that being a local Lawrence pharmacy means providing personalized healthcare services. Sigler is always striving to make your experience simple and easy. Did you know that Sigler Pharmacy has a new app? From your phone, you can text your pharmacist, manage medication refills, and set reminders. Download it from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Visit SiglerPharmacy.com or stop by any location to learn more.